But I want to welcome everybody to my channel, The Candy Shop. I am so excited. The Candy Shop. So this is my story time, The Candy Shop. Hello, everybody, and welcome to The Candy Shop. I am Candace.
And I am so debonair.
And this is Champagne and Things, where we talk about the hot topics and crazy topics that are trending right now in our world. So, first of all, how are you doing, so damn?
I am good, y'all. We be having therapy before the show starts.
We have therapy. It's tough. Y'all see, I got my avatar on. I almost canceled this show, but I was like, let me go ahead and do this.
But I'm good. I'm doing good. I'm trying to get ready for the school year. So next week I'll probably be a little bit more relaxed.
Yes. Well, good. Well, I'm doing well. Let me do a little bit of housekeeping and say hello to some of the people here. So shout out to Chi-Town Naja Girl. She says, welcome everybody to the Candy Shop. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. Hey, Tanga J, good to see you. Empathetic Starseed. Miss Sugar Mama.
Okay, I like that.
Yes, and Sharon F. I do like her name, Miss Sugar Mama.
Yeah, I like how she spells it.
Yes, and thank you for dropping the candy and champagne in the chat. But let's get into it. We can talk about Bishop Whitehead and Larry Reed first.
Okay.
Because that's some drama. Do you think I should play parts of the clip, pause it, and let us talk?
I mean, I don't think you're gonna get flagged for it. I've already been playing it. So
okay, so I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna try to share my screen. I hate doing this sometimes because it's so janky. Okay. And I'm going to fast forward it. Let me know if I need to mute myself, like if there's an echo.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to start.
Don't even be mad. I promise I will. It's just funny.
Right. Just let's see what he got to say. Here he is.
Okay.
Hey, Bishop.
How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. You upset that I was laughing?
Nah, and I'm not upset about anything. You guys have your prerogative to say what you want to say, but when you are turning what happened to my church into a laughing stock, that's what I have a problem with, because I gave you nothing but respect and nothing but honor when I met you. I treated you with nothing but respect, nothing but with straight integrity. And you want to sit here and talk about that I purchased my coloring when you bought yours. I never even knew you bought your coloring. I bought my coloring over a year ago. And when we both met, and let's keep it real, Larry, when we both met, when we was in Times Square, you said, oh, shoot, I got the same color coloring. I didn't even know you. I just met you. So why would I purchase a truck like you have? I don't understand. Like I don't understand. And then, young lady, I don't know you. But when you sitting here talking about have thumbtacks on the wall, no, those are backdrops. Those are step and repeats. Okay. And let me tell you, I purchased a church. I own a church. I own a whole block. And that's a temporary church right now. I own the whole block. Okay. So at the end of the day, you guys are coming at me, and after what my church just went through, and y'all sitting here laughing and making a mockery of it. And you want to talk about hold on. You want to sit here and talk about cloudy diamond? Nobody talking about your diamonds, brother. If you feel that your diamonds is better than mine, so be it. So be it. Okay, no problem. Then you wanted to talk to me about our discussion about.
You don't have to be angry.
I'm not angry. I'm not angry at all. But at the end of the day, when I'm looking, my team sends me your live, Larry. I never disrespected you, brother. Okay. I treated you with nothing but respect and integrity. So from where this is coming from, I don't know. So please inform me. Inform me.
Number one, it's opinion. You're viral. My job is to talk about what is viral. I did you a favor.
No, I don't need no favors from you, Larry. My question to you is,
you
Larry,
do though.
Larry, excuse me, ma'am. I don't even know you, ma'am. All right, so you can just stay out of this one. I don't even know you. All right, I don't even know you. You're trying to include
you're
yourself
looking
into
for
this.
help.
You need to go and get some weight loss if you want to get sir, if you want to see and laugh about what happened in my church when we got arm robbed, you're fat. That's what you are. You're a fat.
Arm robbed.
I don't know you.
Okay.
All right. We can really get like this. All right. You're not gonna laugh at the situation where a gun was pointed at my baby. Where a gun was pointed at. I listened to it. I listened to it. All right. I listened to it. I listened to it. So I don't even know you. Number one, I don't know you. I don't know. Don't give me no props and laugh at me at the same time. Don't give me no props and laugh at me at the same time. Yeah, let's go there. Let's go there. Let's go there. Let's go there, Biggie. Let's go there, Biggie.
Don't know me. You've never.
Let's go there, Biggie.
You're a liar.
I'm a liar. Let's go. How? How am I lying,
Number
Biggie?
two,
Biggie big, not Biggie Smalls, but you're Biggie big.
You are quote unquote
all right.
a bishop in the Lord's church.
That's right.
You have seen my face on your timeline before, and if you say you haven't, you're a liar.
I don't know you. I don't know you. I don't know you. I do not know you. I do not know you. But at the end of the day, when you come here and try to talk about me and I don't know you at all. And at the end of the day, when I come on and I'm listening and I'm seeing you laughing at me, I'm sitting here, you laughing at me. I don't even know you. And then Larry, you want to sit here and talk about, hold on. And Larry, you want to sit here and talk about, hold on. Larry, and you want to sit here and talk about that I spoke about homosexuality. Hold on, ma'am. Hold on one second. Nobody wants to talk to you, Biggie. Nobody wants to talk to you, Biggie. All right? No. Don't talk about women now. Don't talk about women because y'all laugh. Y'all laugh when Larry said about the gun in my daughter's face. Y'all laugh. Y'all laugh. That's what you did. Y'all laugh. That's what you did. And you want to say talk about if that's really true. That's what you said, Larry. And y'all laughed. And what you did was you laid on your carpet. You laid on your carpet and pretended to be me. You're disrespectful, okay? You're disrespectful. And at the end of the day, Larry, at the end of the day, I respected you. And you want to talk about the LGBT community? We had a conversation. And my position was that I preached the gospel of Jesus Christ. And I'm not, if homosexuality is an abomination.
No, you're mean. You're mean.
What are you talking about mean? How am I mean? I'm not mean. You're mean.
Hold on.
You're mean. You're mean. Because at the end of the day, y'all sitting here and laughing at something that 4 gunmen could have took my family life, and y'all sitting here making a mockery of it, all right?
We are not.
This big blimp right here want to sit here and talk about women, all right? And you want to sit here and validate homosexuality because you just admitted that you're a faggot, all right? That's on day. I
didn't I tell y'all?
I should have told everybody. That's right. I said it.
Now everybody knows the spirit that you operate by.
No. Everybody understands the response. Everybody understands the response. All right? Understand the response. I treated you with nothing but respect. I treated you with nothing but respect, all right? And you are foul individual.
You do not have the level of integrity. You do not have the level of intelligence or self-control that you need.
Who cares about your diamond?
That is horrible. And that is not even true.
Making money. You just start making money. You just start making money. It ain't the truth.
And you got children and members.
At all. So you can go to Bishop Jordan and you can talk to Bishop Jordan. You can talk to Bishop Jordan and say, oh, I brought the bishop, and I said, that ain't right. Let me tell you something, all right? Long as God got me, I don't need none of y'all. I don't need none of you. None of you, all right? None of you, all right? And at the end of the day, you violated, Larry. You violated. Y'all laughing about what happened in my church.
We are not. You making that up.
Listen, let me tell you, Larry, you ain't built like that, all right? You're a whole sucker. You ain't built like that. And this
I'm not built like what?
Here,
What does that mean?
Laugh at my daughter and my bub and my family, you're a blimp. You're a fat blimp, all right? And at the end of the day, let me tell you this, right? My family and my church could have got killed. My family and my church could have got killed, okay? And y'all sitting here laughing about it. All right? And y'all all foul. You're foul. Larry Reed, I treated you with nothing but respect when you came to my town. Nothing but respect, all right?
I was at my bishop house.
No, I'm talking about in New York City. I I treat you with nothing but respect. Nothing but respect. Nothing but respect. I ain't never talk about you, and I actually defended you when people talked about you. I said, I don't get that experience from the brother. The brother's cool with me, all right? But you want to know what? You showed your face, and you allow money to drive you. You talk about everybody, and you talked about me.
Oh,
and
I ain't talking about you.
You talked about, I listened to you.
Now your video is on CNN and everywhere because I posted it. I was the first person to put your video out. You should be telling me thank you.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Because you think so. Larry Reed got me on CNN, right? Larry Reed, you're
smoking. Like you get everybody else on the
weed. I know weed is legal. I know weed is legal. I know weed is legal. I know weed is legal.
It's the whole reason why you were trying to get on my platform from the beginning.
You're not that strong.
You don't remember that?
You're not that strong, brother. You're not that strong, brother. Okay? I don't know who you think you are. And I understand you want to do this for your commercials.
What you popped up here? Okay, come over here.
Listen. I was already in the media before you even posted anything. I saw when you tagged me. Okay, I saw you when you tagged me. Larry, you're not that big, brother. You're not that big. Okay. You're not that big.
All right.
You're not that big at all. Tell her stop calling me. I'm all right. Tell her stop calling me.
Okay.
All right. So at the end of the day, Larry, you're foul. And this woman who calls herself a woman of God, she's foul. And that's why. And that's why I violated the both of y'all. And let me tell you, anytime you ready, we can do a live, we can do whatever. Don't say and talk about my Bible, and you want to say, oh, and he talk about real estate.
I'm gonna say what I want to say.
And I'm gonna say what I want to say.
And I wasn't disrespectful to you.
Yes, you was. Yes, you was. Yes, you was. Yeah, you was. Yeah, you was disrespectful. Yeah, you was disrespectful. But you got the right one, brother.
You cannot take jokes. You cannot take jokes.
You don't jump when they make my family lie down. All right? You don't jump.
So I'm gonna stop it here.
There's a lot.
It's a lot, and he got real vulgar.
Yeah.
And let me stop sharing. Let me say hello to some people in the chat. Char 710. It's just D, Young Rich Skinny, Pink Dynamite. I said hello. Oh, Barbara Fair, Mr. Red Label. I think that's all that's joined. Oh, Sassy Peach 12. I think I've gotten everybody that has joined. But that was just simply. Hey, just simply. I missed you. But that was a whole hot mess. I don't even know. And hey, Stacy Nelson, good to see you as well.
I think the saddest part was just watching how that woman, like, she was literally like, her whole energy changed. Like, you could tell, like, he was really beating her down. And I know she was trying to, like, talk, and he was just disrespecting her. And he wasn't really, like, he didn't care. And, you know, if the more you watch it, like, you just watch her head go farther and farther down into her chest. It was the saddest thing to watch.
And hey, TT, it was very sad. He was very disrespectful to both of them. He said something about Larry Reed. I don't think I got to that part, but Larry Reed taking balls in his mouth.
Yeah.
Larry Reed was like, I didn't willingly do that. I was N-word.
Right.
So, the guy
F-word. He called her all kind of big names. Like, this man is problematic, and I think, you know, I know you've done your church hurt thing, but this is what it looks like, y'all. You know, people can't understand why people don't want to go to church, but this is a pastor. I think he's a bishop, right?
Yeah, he's a bishop.
He's a bishop, and this is why people don't want to go to church. I would never, like, how do you even go back to the church house? And I get what his circumstances are, but, you know, if you guys have seen the video of when this happened to him, there was a man sitting in the back looking like nothing was going on. You know what I'm saying?
The original video. Go ahead. I'll let you finish.
They were just it was like they came there for that man. Like, he did something to someone. And you know, allegedly, you can put up if you have an allegedly banner. We about to get to the allegedly. This man has a criminal history. And people thought that they showed up at that church because he owed them money. And literally, with the guy sitting in the back, it looks like that. You know what I'm saying? This was so disgusting. And I said this on, I think, AT2 was doing this. I posted in the chat. I said, this is how these black men that are in the church treat gay people and black women, period.
Right.
And I've always said this, but now people can actually see what it looks like, whether you've experienced it or not. This is a lot of bishops, pastors, apostles, whatever your title is, armor bearers, whatever your title is in the chat. I mean, in the church, this is how they act. And this is how they feel on the inside.
Yes. And hey, Faith is the substance. I like the name. Good to see you. And NQ. So, and Cheryl, Liberian Cayenne Pepper. So,
and Tanja J.
Yeah, well, yes, I said hey to her.
Crystal Rawls.
Oh, yes, Crystal Rawls. I've been speaking to her. But what I wanted to say is when I actually watched the robbery, for me, he had mentioned something about you never know what's coming, and then that's what happened. So, in church, you're used to seeing skits, though.
Yeah.
Because the man was sitting there calm. I actually, had I been sitting there, I would have thought it was a skit. I wouldn't have thought it was for real, because they do stuff like that all the time. Like get down, like I don't know, the church. I'm Kojic, so they be dramatic with stuff like that. So I thought that, and the second thing that I thought, because the man in the back was so calm, to me it looked like it was a setup, and it looked like it was a setup by the bishop himself. And that's just my thoughts from it. Now I know he's upset that people are weighing in on what happened to him and stuff happened to his daughter, but we can't help what it looks like. And then he doesn't make his case look any better when he goes online and argues with somebody like Larry Reed. First of all, the story was out there way before Larry Reed started talking about it. Secondly, I don't know what this woman looks like, and Larry Reed's sexuality has to do with
any of it.
Yes. So it makes him look even worse, and he looks like the common criminal that people are calling him anyway. Because
he has a criminal past.
Yeah. So,
and allegedly there's some other things on the way.
Yeah, I heard there are some things on the way, and to me, that's where the setup comes in, because it looks like he's clearing out or getting rid of some expenses or doing something with insurance. I don't know. It all looks sketchy to me.
It's someone, because he said something about him owning a whole block or something like that. He said he was in real estate, and someone pointed out you cannot. I think you can be a realtor or something like that, with the felony.
Yes,
and he has a felony. He literally has a felony.
Yes.
So they were trying to take it down, like maybe he was the broker, maybe he was this. I think I watched the AT2's channel, but they came on like they were breaking this story down, and it's like, this was one of the worst. Well, I mean, I'm gonna say what I want to say. Listen, this is the representation of church for people. You know what I'm saying? And I know people still believe in going or whatever, but to me, I don't think in my entire life I believed that church was a good thing. Now, I did go because my mother is a pastor. My grandfather was a deacon in the church. I've grown up in church. I'm a freaking PK. But I never thought the church was a good place. And this is, to me, and not saying that my mom or my grandfather did any of this stuff, but this is what I always felt like, because it's always a place of people who want to control you by, like he's controlling this woman by her size, and he's controlling him by his, his sexuality. They do it with your finances. Kim Burrell's telling you that you poor and you ugly. Like, I don't like. To me, this is why I would never step foot in the church again.
Right. In Star Love, I'm gonna have to check this out a little later, because I do want to see what Sheree, and I think, are you talking about Ariane? Who's going back and forth with Sheree? I want to see that a little later. But to your point, I definitely agree. Tanga J said a lot of crooks pose as pastors to make easy money off people that do not know the word. I agree with that.
He probably was a pastor because he can't get a job because he's a felon.
But this is my thing with that. That's some people. But you have your pastors. I don't like those pastors that have not went through anything and that are judgmental. So I don't mind having a pastor that might have a background like him. But when you become so flashy and it doesn't show that you've learned from what you've gone through, that's where the problem comes in for me. But I don't like those squeaky clean, never been through nothing pastors. Those that act like they ain't sinned at all, because as the Bible says, we all fall short. So, yeah.
But you have to believe that as a pastor or a bishop or whatever your title is in the church.
Yeah.
convey that to your, your flock or your congregation. And what it seems like is that the pastor can do whatever they want to do, but their judgment is hell bent on you and the congregation. So they can make mistakes and they can do whatever they want to do, but when it comes down to you as a member of the church, absolutely not.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
that's where judgment starts falling in, and you might end up in hell because of this. Like, pastors have no accountability,
right? And what we saw, because it's everything that we saw, because these are two pastors going at it, and I heard that the young woman is a minister or pastor as well.
She's a pastor. Her name is like ATL pastor something.
Yeah, so that was very disrespectful.
And remember, he said something in the thing like, "I don't even know you," and she's like, "You do know me." Like, the whole thing was just so disrespectful. Like, I just cannot. I'm sorry.
Yes, and hey, Chris Maxwell, good to see you. But yes, I agree with it.
He said was Crystal Ross. He said who his overseer was in the video. The video was a lot longer, and then I think King Jive showed up too. And then they talked about it, but I didn't get to see the whole thing that they were doing before he logged on.
Yeah, this live is the whole thing. I just didn't want to play the whole live during our live. But yeah,
I saw some of them falling out on the floor, and I guess they reenacting the situation.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yes, I heard him saying that. But
I'm saying, did you see them do it though?
Did I see them do it? I didn't watch. I haven't watched the whole live yet. But
what
I played is actually the whole live. I just started it later on. But no, when I first saw it was on King Jive's channel. At the time, he had entered the conversation because it was just getting real disrespectful. The man, I still don't understand. And I can see him being offended by them laughing at the situation, but to call them out of their name, to go after this young woman's looks, call her fat. And that was the thing. He had so much smoke for her. That part didn't make any sense to me. And then who's Larry Reed's mentor? The guy that he calls a spiritual father, Bishop.
I don't know.
I always forget his name. Somebody, if y'all can help us out. I don't think it's Bishop Warren. It's Bishop something. But Larry Reed initially met this Bishop Whitehead through his spiritual father. And Larry Reed said, "I thought he was just a little straggler." Bishop Bernard. Yes, Crystal Rawls is right. So Bishop Bernard is like Larry Reed's spiritual father. And I guess this guy was now trying to be mentored by Bishop Bernard as well. And Larry Reed didn't take too kindly to him. Larry Reed could see, sometimes you can get a feel for people and read people well, and you just know something ain't right. And so he could see it then.
Well, Larry Reed, after that, if y'all go back and watch it, if you haven't already seen it, he starts like pulling all this man's cards or whatever, because they were saying something about him having like $400,000, but then he's in a small a storefront church.
Yeah. Now, what is this vehicle they were talking about that they had? I guess
he was saying that Larry Reed had bought this car, and then the man bought, or maybe it was the other way around. One of them bought the car to the other person.
Oh, okay.
And they were basically they were copying. I can't even remember what that was. And I heard him say it. I was like, I want to remember that, but I forgot what it was again, because it wasn't really that important to me, because after the disrespect started happening, I was like, well, that's the least of our worries right now.
Exactly. Like, I didn't understand why the guy was like, "You were jealous of me in my car," or whatever. Yeah. Like, what is
that was the other thing that Larry was saying, that the guy was trying to come up on his channel I think he said like for a while, but Larry would never bring him up.
Larry probably saw the foolishness, and the guy, no, he's not like TD Jakes. We should have talked about this too. Well, we can talk about this too a little bit. TD Jakes, his comments about women being masculine.
Tell me about it, because I don't know.
So TD Jakes did a sermon basically saying that women are being taught today to be like men, and that they need to be more feminine, similar to stuff that Kevin Samuel says. Now, this is surprising because I saw a post on, oh shoot, I'm up here doing something with my settings. I saw a post on Facebook, and they were right. Like, if you think of TD Jakes, you think of all his little conferences about knowing your worth as a woman, no more sheets with Juanita Bynum, all these little things and conferences that he used to have to uplift women. And then all of a sudden he makes these comments now saying women are too masculine now. And I just feel like the Black church, my biggest problem with the Black church and my church hurt is the fact that women get judged so hard in the Black church, and nobody says anything to these nothing ass men. No offense to them, but nobody says anything.
I don't go to church, so you have
nobody says anything to these men that are in the church that are taking advantage of people that are like this Bishop Whitehead, just flossing their money and everything that they have, judging people. Nobody says anything about that, but they are so quick to. I'm gonna use myself as an example. Me, prior to being married, I was a single mom. I had my son. Got here to Georgia when I got into a relationship with my now husband. And while my husband works weird hours, and so he most of the time has to work on Sundays. So at that time, I was still very religious, still Kojic, going strong. So the first church that I went to with my son, now I'm in a relationship. I'm actually engaged to my husband at the time. These women treated me so dirty, judged me as soon as I walked through the door because I was young. And in my mind, I guess I was attractive and they knew it. And I had my son. So they treated me like I was a young harlot or what's the saying of the Jezebel. They treated me like I was a Jezebel in the church. But you get a young man that goes into the church. It's like
has all them kids.
Has all the kids or
more kids than what you had.
Yes. So it's just a trip to me. With where I'm just surprised about TD Jakes. Let me read some of these comments. So Crystal said, and I think, do you want to drop the link? I know we spent a lot of time on this topic, but we can drop it later.
I knew we were going to stay on this for a while. I knew we were, because I think we both have had some church stuff going on. And I want to say this because my mom is a pastor. The stuff that I'm talking about never happened in my mom's church. Besides the fact that I know that she just doesn't believe in like homosexuality or whatever, it was very women driven. So that was the only thing. I just think that, to me, religion wise, when it comes down to the church, I don't understand why Black people even believe in it. To me, and not the whole thing. I get the concept of it, but it was built to tear us down as Black people, period. And because they have changed it so much, that's why the original Bible, maybe not. But what we have in 2022, and even back, when we were kids, to me, I don't think that was for us.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to stop you at. So I don't think it was built to tear us down. I think it was weaponized to keep us low. So I think
that's the same thing.
They didn't, but you're saying they built it. They didn't.
No, I'm saying the revised, the version that they redid. I'm not saying the original Bible. I'm saying what the white people gave us.
Yeah, they weaponized it in order to keep us as slaves. Now I'll say that. And but prior to them getting the religion themselves and weaponizing it, it was something that it was there before they were there.
Right. So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I can't say, so I won't ever deny the word, but you do have to watch who you're learning it from. So that's my thing with that.
I don't think that people that are in ministry that are like, maybe I can't even say younger people, because there's a lot of older people still teaching what Big Mama and them said. They're repeating what Big Mama said to them. And I say this all the time. Everybody don't have to agree with me on this, but the way that Christianity works right now, to me, is not what it was supposed to be, the original version. And, if we're taking it all the way back, that was never our religion in the first place.
Yeah.
But because we're over here, we believe in it. And so I do struggle with the whole thing, because it's like, if this was never our real religion, which one was ours? Like, where did we all come from? What are we supposed to believe? Because to me, and I think girlfriends even gave me the best example of this, was that it all leads you back to God.
Yeah.
But I think the examples that we're getting from these pastors now, it does not lead. It takes away from God.
Yeah, I agree. Well, let me get to some of these comments, child. They didn't stop watching us since we.
You can drop like if you want to. I'm sorry, I've totally over.
Since we was talking about the word, they done left. We done lost some viewers. But Crystal Ross said Bishop Bernard pulled from Whitehead after Larry spoke to Bishop. So that's good that he did. TD Jakes is gross like Kim Burrell. Yeah, I don't understand Kim Burrell. Now, I love her music, but I just like she keeps crossing the line every time. I can't play it, but I'm gonna say this. Years ago, when I was my single mom in the church, had my head in the Bible, and I was going through a depression, I watched Kim Burrell and Kirk Franklin on what was that? Remember that Christian network they would have different artists come on it. I cannot remember the name. I haven't seen it.
The Word Network?
Yes, The Word. I watched them on the Word Network, and she sang a song by I'm a little tipsy now. See, that's why I shouldn't be drinking. She sang a song basically saying who made the song Thank You Lord for all you done for me. It could have been me. Thank you. Yeah, she did a clip of that. And Walter Hawkins, she did a couple of Walter Hawkins songs, and she really ministered to the people. And I was like, oh, this lady is really anointed. I was really like hearing her because it spoke to me. But to hear some of the nasty things she's done, because what she did recently is not the first time. Kim Burrell comes from the Kojic Church, so she's been at our conventions. I remember she was at a convention, she was mad at something, and they just started shouting over whatever was going on. She's just always been rude. I love her music, but that lady has always been a nasty lady. From Sunday Best, when she went off on that, was laughing at that boy that was singing, and he kind of read her when he was like, Kim Burrell. He was like, you should be ashamed of yourself. So that's not the first time. She just reminds me, though, of those people in church that really feel like they're above everybody else, when in actuality or in reality, they're overcompensating for the insecurities that they have in their faith and who they are and where they are in life. So, yes, but
wasn't it Yolanda Adams was up there with them too?
Yes, on the Sunday Best. Yolanda Adams was like listening to the guy, and Kiara Sheard,
Kiara Sheard, yes.
Yeah, Kiara Sheard. So Kiara Sheard and Yolanda Adams was listening, but Donnie McClurkin, who is questionable to me with the way he acts.
And I'm going to agree with you, Rich. Yolanda Adams is not the nicest person either. But now, she might not have done it online, like y'all can all see it. But if you ever meet her in real life, she's not that nice.
She was being nice though to the young man.
To that guy, she was. Yeah, that's what I said. She might not have done it like on TV, online, but meet Yolanda Adams in real life, she's not that nice for real.
Yes, and empathetic Starseed is kind of saying what we were saying earlier. Hey, Sour.
Sour with the lemon.
I never liked TD Jakes. There's something about his spirit. I do not listen to preachers, especially the black pastors, because they only speak on prosperity. It is more than just money. See, well, both me and you come out of black churches. My grandfather's a pastor, and so he spoke on the word, but he's not no mega pastor. So he didn't speak on just money. He spoke on life.
My mom did too, and I always say this because, I forget my husband was pastor too, but that he was Kojic. And I never really realized any of that stuff because I'm from the Methodist church, and you never really hear about money like that because they take care of their pastors. So there's more of a like, you don't have to really beg for the money every day or try to get more money than everybody else because they kind of take care of all the churches, from the conferences and their the dues that they pay. So it's not money driven. And I would say that to me, the Methodist church is more business minded because they take care of the pastor so that they can focus on the word.
Church of God in Christ comes out of the Methodist church.
Yeah.
The founder.
I think they got tired of not getting paid, and so they went and made another.
No. Bishop Mason separated because he went through. He caught the Holy Ghost, and he had a spiritual awakening and had the Holy Ghost, and felt like in order to be saved, you have to have that Holy Ghost, and that's where Kojic comes from. Because the song, "This is the Church of God in Christ," you can't join in. You have to be born in, meaning you have to be a born again Christian, basically.
Or you got to pay your way in. That's what it is.
But I want to go through some other comments. They said Yolanda is very nasty. Young Rich. Now this is some tea. I didn't know. I follow Kiara Shared on IG. She don't seem like a younger version of Kim Burrell.
I never seen that before.
I don't get that from her spirit.
Yolanda was in a lot of churches that when me and my ex were together. She was around for a lot. Now she was never in like because we had a firm in churches, but we had a lot of friends who were in other churches. So we would visit those churches, and she was there. She was not nice.
Well, Sour said, I do not think that has anything to do with his daughter. Are you talking about TD Jakes? He is an old-fashioned man, still having old-fashioned ways.
Yeah.
Yeah. Empathetic.
And sometimes we should. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Reed. I'm sorry.
Empathetic said, OMG, read the Sumerian tablets. It tells you the truth. People have built religion from the Sumerian tablets. They take bits and pieces of the truth and build off that. Yeah, I'm going to have to read that. Yeah.
I believe that.
Crystal Rose, I think Kim Burrell is funny and should create a lane of her own. I do. I like Kim Burrell, but
you should become a comedian instead of a pastor.
Yes. And you can tell, and hey, Evangelist Val, good to see you. You can tell Kim Burrell, so she does take it too far, but so debonair, you can't tell me you haven't been at church and like the person that's up talks like her. They make little jokes, even though they're jokes with to them a little bit of truth. And everybody just laughed like they did with her. She just.
But I think that sometimes I take it too far. So I don't know. Did I come to your church or thing when you did it?
Yeah, I think you did. And hey, Kelly S. She's talking about Kojic. So
that's true. I grew up. What you saying?
Maybe she was talking about what you were talking about. I grew up in
Oh yes. Okay. Yes. So, and the reason why my biggest issue, it started when I was in college. Because one of my friends, she begged us all. She was like, y'all please come to church me, come to church me for a whole year. So we finally ended up going, and the pastor was like, if this is your church home, stand up. So people stood up. He was like, do you have a church home in this area? And people stood up. And then after that, he was like, if you don't have a church home, shame on you. And I'm like, well, I have a church home in Columbus.
I'm from, and hey, Linda Gamble.
We all got up and walked out because we were like, that was so disrespectful.
I know that is the only thing that I used to hate.
I mean, he literally like embarrassed us in front of the entire congregation. And
I didn't like.
You never asked that we have our own church home. Exactly. He was only asking for this specific area. I was going home every weekend or most of the time because I was going to my mom's church, but he never asked that part. So we were just following the rules of the church, like stand up with this, stand up with this. None of it pertains to none of us. So we stood up, and then they stood up. We were the only ones sitting down. It was just us, our row. And everybody looked at us like, And we were literally going to join the church that day.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Well, that was a sign that was not the church to join. Yeah. No, a church that my friend
who went to that church, she left the church that day.
Well, I've dropped this link if anybody wants to join. We're talking about Bishop Whitehead. I guess we can make this. I need to change the title because I was going to talk about Sheree and Martell, but I guess I'll make that for tomorrow. But
nothing about that.
This is a mini church hurt. But it started from Bishop Whitehead and Larry Reed Live to TD Jakes to Kim Burrell to now just our individual church hurts. I have a story not necessarily similar to yours, but my biggest church hurt was when we moved to Maryland. My family, we moved to Maryland from my hometown and started going to a friend of mine, a church that a friend suggested called Waves of Glory, Church of God in Christ. I don't even know if it's open anymore. But at that time, oh yeah, let me go to some of these comments too. I'll be sitting here just not looking at the comments at all. But hey Nihar. But my mother, I think we visited that church where we were going for maybe like 2 or 3 years. And at the time I was engaged to my first husband because I've been married twice. And they're doing, at our church, they have a portion where they pray. They do the intercessory prayer or whatever. And so we're praying, and my husband my fiance at the time, first husband, is like really feeling it. So I'm talking to him, how you can minister to somebody. The pastor got upset. I don't know if he was jealous or what. He was like, "You will not make a mockery of the Lord in my church." And he just went off on me because I was comforting my fiance. So it was so embarrassing. Like, he stopped his intercessory, and I can't even say the word intercessory prayer.
Intercessory.
Yeah, he stopped all that, made this whole speech, and it was just, I never went again. But that was, I didn't like that.
I think, like, even when I met my ex-husband, like, when I found he was a pastor, I was like, just know I'm never coming to the church. And, you know, as time went on, I ended up going to it. And it was one of the worst times of my life, too, because there were people that were there that they really was in the church. I wasn't really in that space like that. I'm like, I'm just here to support them. And then the last time I went to a church, the bishop at the church that we were, he was our bishop. He preached the message and he said that church was like a hospital. And I'm like, well, I ain't sick every week, so I don't need to be every week. And I went and had a meeting with him after the church. I was like, listen, I need to be having a conversation because, you know, I'm looking for any way to get up out of here. So I said, he said, is that what you got for the message? I said, yeah. I was like, I'm literally not sick every week. And if church is like a hospital, this makes sense for me because, one, I've been in church my entire life. Like, you know, whatever you got, I mean, I can read the Bible myself and interpret it the way that I want to interpret it at this point in my life.
Yeah, and
I don't need you to do that for me. And and to me, in my mind at the time, I'm like, y'all should be really like moving your congregation to that, because that's what, because then you should be bringing people in. Where did you learn from? Well, I went to Pastor so-and-so's church. That's, to me, that's how the church should work, because there's babies, and then you become a toddler, you become a teenager, you become an adult. By the time you are an adult, if you have to be there every week, that, to me, it don't make sense.
Now,
if I get sick once a month, or, you know, every once in a while, and then you come back to just re-energize myself or whatever, that would make sense to me. But every week, and you compare it to a hospital, absolutely not. I'm not here every week.
Yes, I want to go to Kelly S's comment. She says, "Is that the truth about Bishop Whitehead staged the robbery?" Wow. So that is alleged.
Yeah.
I know, of course, I thought that just from seeing it. Some other platforms have said it as well, but all we know is he's saying it was actually a real robbery. But to me, it looks staged.
And to that man that was sitting in the back of him, it looked like it was staged.
It was just like it was a normal day. That's what
he was in the back, like,
with his Bible, just sitting there looking at them. That's why I would have thought it was a skit at first. Like, oh, it's a skit, because he said, you know, you got to be prepared for things to come, whatever he said. And that man just sat there.
Like nothing was happening.
And Young Rich talking about the incest. If y'all know the type of prayer I'm talking about, just talking about incest. No, it was not incest. It's intercessory. I can't say it. Intercessory prayer. It's a prayer. It's a prayer that they do in the Kojic church. And thank you. Yes, this is great. Empathetic Star. See, Kelly thought it looked staged too.
Yes.
It looked staged.
There's no way that man was sitting back there that calm, and this was serious.
And this is what makes me wonder too. Well, one, I wonder what the size of his church is. I wonder who.
It's like the storefront.
Well, my grandfather has a storefront church too, but I'm wondering like sizes and congregation size, because where were the other people at? I got a lot of stories. A church I went to in Baltimore when we lived in Maryland, another church we went to.
Why do I feel like he said 100 members in that conversation?
100. So there should have been some in. Hey, Crystal.
Hi, how are you doing?
He did say that he said that the gunmen had guns on the people at I think the deacons at the door too.
Oh, I don't know. A church that I went to in Baltimore, this man tried to rob rob the lady, and the security grabbed him before he can rob this lady, and they took him out. Then they tried to save him or whatever, but I was like, no, y'all need to take this man on out of here. But hey, Crystal, what are your thoughts? You want to weigh in?
Yes, how are y'all doing? Candy and Elder So Debonair. I just wanted to chime in because we were talking in the comments about Bishop T.D. Jakes. I don't know much about Bishop Whitehead, only what Larry said, and Larry's giving his side, but it's too bad Bishop White really couldn't give his side because he was so emotional. I don't know if it was because of what happened, if he's traumatized, but the way he chose to vocalize it was to lash out at people who weren't there, and all they saw was the backdrop. And so, yeah, it could be insensitive of us, but to make light and joke. But then we're trying to understand who is Mr. Whitehead, and all people say is he's the flashy pastor or the flashy bishop. And we know that we're in a pandemic and people are hurting, so we feel a way about people being flashy.
Well, and we also know that he has a felony.
That too, and with that come,
and that he has another one. Well, he's in some situation where there might be another one coming.
What is it? What?
I don't. I wish we couldn't watch the whole thing, but I know that Larry talked about it on that video.
Yeah, he has something with the feds, or it's something
pending.
Because they were saying something about him having like $400,000 and him on the block, him having real estate, and he's a felon. There was a lot of things that Larry said. I wish I remember what he said.
What is that?
He was saying, you got to watch what he said, because when he got he was like, I'm not going to spill all of his business, but because he did this, now I'm going to spill all of it.
I remember, Larry saving that. He better watch himself, because Larry gets all the like, y'all get that backroom shade tea, that you're holding for like ammo. So Larry basically warned him, like, don't come for me, dude, because I'm really going light on you right now. I got all bloggers always say that. I got something on you. I don't want to drop it right now. I'm trying to be sensitive to you because you just been, through what you've been through. No, we're sorry, we don't understand. And we're not laughing at
Larry Reed says it.
Yeah, and you never know what Bishop Bernard, his spiritual father, told him, because this Bishop Whitehead was trying to get close to Larry's spiritual father. And so you never know what was said in that sense. And another thing that did not make sense, for him to have this storefront church, this whole block, whatever, and having these expensive things. Why does his church look like that? Why is it a storefront?
Look, Kelly S. said, yes, Larry Reed had the court documents and everything.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, so he pulled a Tasha K.
Because Larry Reed did more than this live.
So, while it was funny, while we laughed at we only have bits and clues and pieces of information, like the backdrop and how things look, but somebody knows the insight, and who really knows is Bishop Whitehead.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
that's true.
And the feds. Go ahead.
But I was saying something about Bishop Jakes, and I'm finna jump off of here because I might jump in on the next topic.
Please tell us what you think about Bishop Jakes and his comments.
Okay. So when it comes to Bishop Jakes talking about women going forward, really, it's like he's going backwards. I really think right now there's a spotlight on him because, Tasha just covered, who was it? Somebody just spoke to Bishop Jakes about Bishop Jakes' daughter. It was Cora on Tasha K. And I think he's under fire right now. And now he's lashing out at women because this is like a pro-feminist. This is a movement for women and women empowerment. As far as they want this young lady to, Tasha K, somebody said, at least be able to see her own baby. They think that it's alleged that the girl saying she, the baby was taken when she was vulnerable. And so I think that's what this all has to do with right now. If this comment was recent, I think it could just be y'all kind of get the flashlight off of me. He could be lashing out because he's like hurt right now. I mean, this is serious. Like, there's some serious allegations going on with his daughter. And it's like, it's one of them R. Kelly hurt. Once you hear the story, you a little messed up about it. So, yeah.
I hate to see that for TD Jakes.
Yeah, because his image is so squeaky clean. He's never really had any controversy.
Yeah,
So,
but if this is true, like,
what is the thing? I want to know. Well, Crystal, what is the thing? What is he trying to cover up? So I don't know this backstory of.
So we don't know how closely involved, but they're saying he's but the fact that Cora is over the children's ministry and the young lady was her friend, and when her friend had her child, that's what was on the show. She said she was coerced and manipulated, and she signed paperwork over to Cora for Cora to take over the rights to her child. She didn't read the paperwork. She didn't this, and they have another child, and one of the children, something happened to the children by Cora's husband, which is I think he's, I don't know, serving time for or accused of, or so
Cora's TD Jake's daughter.
Yeah.
Okay, so, okay, hold on, because I'm trying to, I don't know what's yeah. So what's going on? What does TD Jakes have to do with this story?
Okay, so they're saying that Cora is come from a family of power and wealth. We don't know if she was living with her dad or in the family home. The way it was coming off was that she was being provided for. Let me take care of y'all. I have better living situation than you. You're a single mom or whatever the situation was. The lady's married now, but she kind of used her power position to get more and more power and control of the child, and then to where she got the lady to sign over completely her rights. So she said, no, I never meant to do that. I didn't read the paperwork. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? So she's saying this lady stole my child. And y'all really need to listen to the story because you're gonna mess up.
And her daughter, because Cora is getting a divorce as well from this guy.
Right. Because of the accusation, and I don't know if he's already been taken, if you know what happened to him.
I'm reading the comments and I'm listening to it at the same time because I'm like, wait, what's going on here? Somebody just said that the daughter is from a Mexican immigrant, and it just said in the divorces of Cora's husband, he allegedly R-word his adopted daughter, or the M-word in her.
And I will say this, and I'm living in Texas because I lived in Texas for many years. The Jakes family,
in Texas, you don't live there no more.
I know, I live in Atlanta now. But when I lived there were certain things that came out about the Jakes family. It didn't make it mainstream, but of course they had clips of TD Jakes behind the scenes cursing. Another thing was
No.
But there was another thing where one of his, I don't know what they call their, but adjutants or their little assistants.
Armor bearer.
I thought that was for a funeral. But
no, armor bearer is the pastor's like that's
in coaching we call them adjutants.
Oh, yeah.
But
armor bearer and adjutant are the same thing.
One of his assistants though basically stole a iPad, stole some type of electronic device, and was about to write a book about him. And King Josh talks about it. That guy ended up dead this year. Well, unalive a few months ago.
What?
Or maybe like a month ago. Yes. But he was fired for stealing the electronic device, and he was going to release a lot of stuff about the Jakes family.
Because it was probably an iPad.
Yeah, it was an iPad. All these things are
about TD Jakes, y'all. I'm so sorry. Like the last person that I was like, if I go onto YouTube and I don't hear a word, I was on TD Jakes. And now I'm just listen. This is why I don't even go.
A whole thug out here.
I like TD Jakes Church because I've gone a few times to the Potter's house. It was a very good feeling in the church. And I know people said, I saw somebody in the comments, I don't know if it was you, Crystal, somebody said that they didn't get a good feeling from him, his spirit. But in being at his church, not only did he have preachers from all different walks of life, because his church, even though I believe he started Baptist, is now non-denomination. It was a good feeling. And I'm just shocked at all this stuff coming out. That I used to hear that my little show Greenleaf was based off of his church. And so I'm like, oh Lord, don't talk about my pastor now. So it's just been a lot of different things that came out about him. I'm shocked about it, but I will say being there myself, it was a good feeling. So I will never know what goes on with these pastors. I'm really just trying to hear the word, trying to get some enrichment, not be judged.
Kelly is dropping tea in the chat.
Oh, shoot. Let me go to it. Hey, the real lovely C. Yes, that Bishop Whitehead called that lady Biggie.
He called her Biggie, not Biggie Small, Biggie.
Biggie Big.
Yeah, Biggie Big, I'm sorry, yes.
But Kelly said Cora's husband arrested and was taken to an outside county, not Dallas, allegedly to hide the real story. Yeah, that is crazy. It's a lot. From y'all remember like 10 years ago with this is what has also confused me. So him and Sarita, when they got married, I guess she had a child already. And so his stepson was caught in the park with another man or something like that. This happened 10 years ago.
That sounds about right. It's the PK.
Yes.
Her stepson was what?
Caught
down in the park with another man.
Yeah.
Down in the park with another man.
Yeah.
What was they doing? Walking and talking?
He was praying on his knees. Look, PDJ's got the trolls in here.
If you're there, let me see where I can get this person to stay.
They were praying on holy hands.
Yes, and see, Miss Shaw remembers the story.
Wow, I never heard this, but I don't really get into church politics anymore because once I left. But he does have this message called "The God of My Tight Places" that I always listen to when I'm going through hard times. But I might have to stop that now.
Well, I used to listen to, Juanita Bynum, her No More Sheets sermon she did originally at his church. And I used to listen to that but then when she flipped out and started getting crazy, I'm like, Juanita, I was with you. But yeah.
I want Leandria Johnson to start church because I can at least trust her ass. Like, at least I know what she's doing.
Well, remember what did she go on? What was that little social media platform she went on drinking tequila? She was drinking Patron.
Yeah, but at least I know she's drinking tequila and smoking. If that's not cigarettes,
and still getting calls the same.
That's why the church don't like her because of that. Because she's realistic. Let me say something. I met Leandra Johnson. Love her. Okay. Y'all come give me a story about Leandra Johnson like this. I'm over it all the way together. Like, Jesus is not a part of this religion at all.
Okay. Well, is she still pastor? I was just about to watch a clip of hers. She was interview with Larry, but what is she doing now?
Leandra?
I do know she is going around singing. She was pastor.
Color Purple. Isn't she a part of the Color Purple movie that's coming out?
I think so, and she was just on the Martin reunion thing too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and she just sang at a wedding.
Yeah, and she had sang Fantasia or somebody "Happy Birthday" on that Color Purple set.
Oh, good. I think people give her a lot of flack because of her worldly ways, but we live in the world, and I never really judged her off of that. I will tell you, when Leandria came to the church that I went to, like, she changed my life, and I would never forget that.
She has a real anointing, as they say, on her voice. So,
yeah,
I love it. And yes, she did go on Iyanla, and because for her drinking,
and she put the bottle down.
And so sometimes I wonder if she has a drinking problem or the church makes that a thing. And only because, and the only reason why I said that is because they do spin a little block when it comes down to stuff because she was a pastor. Maybe she's just been like a gospel singer. Because to me, I can relate to her a lot.
Yeah.
I can too. Remember, they tried to, for those that watch Sunday Best, they tried to play her during her audition because I was and then when she sang, they could not play her. They could not let her go. But yeah, they tried to talk about what she looked like, and she had gone through. She was homeless. I think she had lost her home. She came in whatever little clothes she had. But yeah, I will forever remember her audition. That was one of my favorites.
If you reading the Bible and if we're reading this the correct thing, I mean, Jesus never really used the TD Jakes people like that. So
where did this prosperity teaching come from? That's why I dropped the link, because I saw Evangelist Val, who she dipped out. But I saw Evangelist Val talk yesterday.
She's like, I'm here. I'm buying.
She talked about it on Mims's channel yesterday, and she said something really good with their prosperity preaching, because they prosperity can mean a lot of things, but the way people read it is money, but it's not necessarily money. And that's where a lot of preachers, I think, the greed and the sin have taken over. Joe Osteen, I used to love him. He had a word as well, but he's a prosperity preacher. And we learned that when they got floods in Houston, and he didn't want to let them people sleep in his church. Not the church.
He was like, I accept your money, not you living in my church.
That's he opened the doors.
Too much for the congregation.
He finally opened the doors. They start talking about him.
Yeah.
But Leandra, I remember her story. Was she started drinking? Do you remember? She had one of her brothers was fixing his car along the interstate, and he was sideswiping kills. She started drinking because she didn't know how to handle it.
He was sideswiping what?
And he was killed so that's when she started drinking.
And hey, lamb, this is my bestie. Word of faith of teaching. Okay, but yeah, I do kind of remember that, Crystal. That is why she started drinking, which is sad.
Yeah.
And she should go to therapy. But I also think this. To me, she's like meeting her and like hearing her story, the stuff that she does, like when she was going out and passing out cigarettes but ministering to people, like that's church to me. It's not sitting in between them four walls and glorifying you because you're the pastor. She was doing real church to me. And to me, like, unless something else comes out about her that she was something different, because she don't have no mega church. What she was doing was people want to sit inside of a church and preach this word that we've already read a gazillion times, but they're not doing the work that comes out of that Bible if you believe what's going on in there. And then like, what part are you reading too? Like, but to me, her doing the work, going outside and saying, hey, you know, God loves you, whatever. I loved her for that, because a lot of those people where she was going to do it at were the people who were looked at the lowest. It was strip clubs, it was LGBT places, it was at the homeless places. Like, she was going to do the work.
When did she stop pastoring?
It seems like
it was years ago, but it was
3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah, it was because they talked about her so bad. She was like, I'm gonna be me. Forget it.
She should pick it up again.
One thing that they can never do is take away the anointing that she has on her voice. Like that.
She was on Preachers of Atlanta.
Right.
Yeah. And so that's when it highlighted her drinking. Then she went on Iyanla, and it seems like around that time is when she really just stopped preaching.
That is it.
Yeah, and then she had that husband, her manager, that were all enabling her, but it was just a mess. I don't know. Is she still married? I don't know. Yeah. So, yeah, it was a lot. But what else y'all want to talk about? This was good. This reminded me of one of I do church hurt episodes. I haven't done it in a while.
We stayed on one topic for a whole hour.
I know.
I want to talk about Sheree and Martell.
Oh yeah, we can talk about Sheree and Martell. Deb
I don't know about Sheree, but that's it.
I was gonna say he don't know Martell. So
now I saw him today when I made the thing. I was like, well, he's a cute man. But I know him. And I think they're not twins. Martell and Marceau are brothers, right?
It's Maurice and Marceau. They're brothers. And
so wait.
Lamb is saying Leandra has a new boyfriend, so that's good for her. But going to
so there's a Maurice, a Marceau, and a Martell.
There's Martell, Maurice, Marceau. It's all these M names. Mark, who is their brother. So the Scott brothers, I think they all have M names, but Martell just happens to have the same name as the Scott brothers, like a M
But
name.
Marceau and Martell are the ones who was cheating on the women.
Marceau is alleged. Nothing has come out that he's cheating.
Ooh, y'all got me up here now.
I'm trying to get to here. Because I got an opinion on it, but I'm just like, I need to know what the men. So is Marceau the one that was the cheater?
Alleged.
No, it's Martell.
Martell's the one who's dating Sheree.
Martell cheated on Melody, and yes, he is allegedly dating Sheree. And I was talking, I think I talked to Chi-Town. I talked to somebody about this yesterday. It might have been Popcorn, all things Popcorn. But Sheree, what is with this dating these men that are problematic? Her first husband, abusive.
It's called Storyline.
Well, then she dated that man in jail, and now she's dating Martell.
Storyline.
This morning I said it's like she thinks it's a step up to date him, but it's actually a step down.
You know what she would date? You for a storyline.
Oh my gosh. No, she would date you.
But you know what?
She would date both of us, a woman and a man who's gay. She wouldn't give a damn. She wants a storyline. Why would you watch this? You see all this turmoil. I don't even know the show, but I know this man's a cheater. And then you went to a jail. You went to a man who the A word you, used you, add the other letter N with the B. Then you went to a man who cheats on. Was that his wife?
Who?
Martell.
Oh yeah, Martell. Yes. And remember on Housewives, and I want to hear what Crystal is about to say too. But remember on Housewives. Now I got to take my camera off. Remember she was dating the doctor. That was funny too. When she was
Sheree was dating the doctor.
Yes, she was dating the doctor that got his degree from ICD. No, he got his degree from
ICD Little Romeo's place.
He got his degree from an online school, and when he tried to shake Nene's hand, and she was like, "Don't I know you?" So yes. But I'm gonna turn my camera off. I wanted to hear what Crystal had to say. But what were you gonna say, Crystal?
Okay, so I am from Huntsville. I am also, both of my grandparents were both of my granddads were pastors in the Church of God in Christ. So
Do you know a girl named Lashita? One of my good friends is from Huntsville.
I know Lashita. No, I know a girl named Rashida. But so like I know the Holt's family from just passing. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
No, we hear you, but your bots are back.
I know. I'm finna block them.
Oh.
What were you gonna say, Crystal?
Okay, so being from Huntsville, I know the Holt's from, past, in passing, I'm Huntsville, familiar face. The Scotts were new faces. I have been to Black. I enjoyed myself every single time. It's a nice ambiance. Marcel's very friendly. I love Tisha. She took my call for some wine. Very friendly. I recognize her voice from the show. I know Destiny from school. We went to high school together. And let's see, Melody. I've also come in contact with Melody, but I won't say how because of my job. But I love the cast. And I think everybody is very unique and has their own personality. And everybody has a strong personality. So a lot of what you see on the show, it may not seem as a strength, but the things that they are doing, they are making a difference. Like Destiny has, I've shopped at her shop. And I bought like all of her lashes. I bought her lipstick. I bought anything I could buy. I was in there getting lashes every week. So I think I bought all the lashes, me and maybe someone else.
She had products in her store?
Yes. So before, it looks like she did a revamp. So she's been working on, she said she's working on the back, doing like a salon suite where you get your hair and makeup. The front was where you shop now. So the front now has more products. So what I would buy is what she had. And so I bought lashes. She has hair care, but I'm a lot girl. So she would say, I'll take your request. So I've been trying to be patient. And then So yeah, we want to support her. And I'm actually excited about going back over there. So whenever she's done, we can't help but support because there's only one other lady in like Decatur, and it's way too far. And she's like, you'll pass it, and if you didn't know that was the one that they've been talking about as the black owned one, you probably, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You might, yeah. So it's really an exciting time. We are excited for everybody, for Black, for Melody, because she's like helping with Orion. Orion is a new amphitheater, and her singing there is going to draw more young people, and it really brings more people down. We have a lot of people moving to Huntsville from Cali, up north, because they're raising the prices. So they're coming down here, and that show is building Huntsville. So the reason why, and so yes, I've even gotten in Ariane's DM and told her what I thought about what she was doing before all of this, because nobody was telling her. And we love Ariane, we love everybody. You know what I'm saying? But the point is, what I wanted to say is the accusations against Marceau. I'm with Tisha because nobody has any proof, and people are building for them. It's like when we're trying to support them from the Ville, you know what I'm saying? It's like, dang man, you know what I'm saying? But you don't want to put your foot in the picture, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You gonna put your ankle in the picture? Like, who is you? We want to know who you, because it's like these are people. This is where we go and hang. This is where they're building up something for us. It's called BLAQUE. You know what I'm saying? So when I tell somebody who is not African American or Blacker, and I say, I've been to Black. Oh, so they know we got a cigar lounge, and we're very proud about it. And there's everybody in there ain't Black. You know what I'm saying? There's a cigar room. There's a smoke room. They have live music. You can get good food there, and the champagne is awesome. So as far as Martell and his drink, I didn't want to get it at first because of Ariane, because I didn't like Ariane. I was upset at her. But it takes a while. As you live life, you start to understand people more and more. And it's like, hey man, I forgive her. I get it. But it's like you're cheering for everybody to just move on. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you gonna do now? You have a platform. What are you doing next with your platform? What are you going to do now? And that's what people, the blockers, are saying to Ariane is, don't just sit there. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's your next move? Like, what are you going to do? How are you going to transition? You're now a mother. You have a child. Martell has figured it out. He's moving. Melody's figured it out. So we want this. We want Ariane to do the same. Nobody wishes hurt on her or anything. So like, yeah, I'm a fan of the show. I run across these people, and I'm really cheering Tisha and Marceau on. Like, I don't think it's cool for people to really comfort them but not want to put themselves out there as well, because you got to tell the whole story. And if they say I was with him, say who you are. If you want to help get it out there and really cleanse yourself, you know what I'm saying? So I just don't understand, like, why the lady, she keeps dropping a T, and I'll be like, who behind the T? Where's she getting the T from? Why don't they say who they are? Because it's just more and more the same. I think even we're getting a little lag from it, a little tired, because it's like, but nobody's come out and said they were with, you know what I'm saying? So they were with them. And we all want to know who it was. Ariane came out, and Martell got a whole story from it, and Melody, we know the whole story. Right. And they're doing fine. So why can't other people come out? Like, come on now. If you're out there, say, but nobody wants to keep hearing the same story, and people are really trying to build themselves. Yeah, we want the Scots to have a healthy marriage, so we can only talk about things we know, like their discussions on the show. Okay, don't talk to, like, we don't like how that dialogue is going, so it will call it out. But we can't say anything else. We don't have any proof, and that's okay. If people want to have that information closed, then hey, guess what? Shut it all the way down. Yes, I agree. Like, let the man live. Like, shut it out. What? Shut it all the way down. Like, that's why they say, why are you? Back in the day, the way when things were secret. Okay, you gotta either come out like Ariane did, in grande fashion, or you are going to. And so she knew why she was coming out. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't get it. But I'm sorry, I may take over the show.
No,
didn't mean to.
it's okay because it's good that you know about the show because Dave doesn't watch the show. So I needed somebody to talk to the show about. But no, I agree with what you said. Here go my kid, my daughter crying.
I don't know nothing about it.
You gotta watch Love and Marriage Huntsville. It's a good show.
I can't get into it. I tried to the other day and it just didn't work for me. I'm just like, I don't know what it is. I just don't. It doesn't resonate with me.
Okay.
The show is good. You have to watch it from the beginning seasons. The season
I
one.
started from the episode 1 and I was like,
come on, so Dave, the show is good. Well, I'll be reviewing Bell Collective. I will say this to be a little transparent with y'all. When oh my goodness, my daughter talking about she wants to use Taylor. Get her. In doing stuff about Huntsville for me at times it's a lot of pressure because it like hey. Hold on. But it's a lot of pressure to do it and come with the content. I love this show, but it becomes a bit much when like every day people are expecting content from the show. And then there are like 20, 30 people reporting on it. And sometimes I feel like it's repetitive. And I know I have my own audience that watches me, but
I don't. Everybody goes and watches all those shows. I mean, y'all's reviews on that because like everybody talks about it. The views are high.
Yeah, but sometimes people don't realize though when they're watching you and they're expecting that content, it's almost like they want you to agree with what the next platform is saying versus giving your own opinion. And so I get people arguing with me in my damn comments, and I delete them. I'm sorry for y'all that want to be. I have deleted some comments that have gotten disrespectful. Now, if you disagree with me, that's fine. I'm all for that because I know we are individuals. But when you get disrespectful and you start talking about my mods and different people, then that's another story. And it just gets nasty. And so that is why I've taken long breaks from YouTube because I have a job. I'm a manager. So I manage employees. I'm not going to get up here on YouTube and manage YouTube.
Read the positive comments, Candace. Read the positive comments.
It's hard. But I'm go off. Like y'all don't know. Sometimes I want to go off on people, and I'm not. It's not that I want to be nice and I want to do whatever and be sweet. And I know that reading those negative ones, I shouldn't. But I be wanting. Hell, I want to get back. Like you're not finna just come on my channel and do this. So that is why I do that. And I'm sorry, y'all.
You know, I blocked them for a long time, and I was like, you know what? Just let them talk what they want to say. You know?
Yeah, that's true. But no,
they don't have to. At the end of the day, it doesn't really affect you in your real life.
They don't have to be disrespectful to me, though. It's not affecting me, but I'm not going to let you sit.
But it's also the internet. People they disrespect Beyonce. They disrespect Cardi B.
They gotta. We not even on this level yet. They need to expect for their comment to be deleted if they want to be disrespectful. So
but I stopped deleting comments. I'm like, just post it. I ain't gonna block you. Post it, and I hope that you had a good time posting it. I don't know what you said, but have a good time.
Yeah. Yes, and I agree, Chris Maxwell. We can agree to disagree. So yeah, I'm all for the disagreements. Because I like the fact sometimes I like when people disagree with me because it's like, yes, you are listening to me and you have your own opinion. But then when you get disrespectful and you say stuff like that's unrelated to the show, that's another story. So that's what I delete. But yes, but you gotta. So Deb, you gotta watch Love and Marriage Huntsville.
I tried to watch the other day. I just can't.
Well, watch Bell Collective because I'll be reviewing that.
I do watch Bell Collective. Why am I this today? I do watch Bell Collective. Young Rich says started season 2, so maybe I do that.
Yes. And hey, Rosa Kennedy, or Connect. What did I say it right? Canada.
It says Rosa
Canada. I have a friend with the last name Kennedy.
And your love chat XYZ bots are back.
Oh my goodness. Why do they keep coming? It all started when we talked about TD Jakes.
Well, you got 162 people watching, so I mean, you must be doing something there.
And it won't let me, I'm going to put them in timeout because it won't let me block them. It says error when I try to block them. But
because you probably already blocked them.
Mm-hmm.
But we can't see them now.
You haven't, Chris Maxwell, you said that's a whole nother story. You haven't watched Bell Collective? What haven't you watched?
Bell Collective, probably.
Oh, yes.
I
Well,
like Bell Collective.
What else y'all want to talk about? I have to go to the restroom real quick. But if y'all think of something.
We've been on for over an hour. I know your time limit.
No, we don't have to get off. I'm like up now. So.
Did we have another topic?
We did. Well, we had Sheree. Oh, the pink sauce.
Oh, let's talk the pink sauce.
Yes, that girl. Let me see if I can. I'm gonna try to pull it up. Let me turn off.
Put a 1 in the chat if you've bought the pink sauce. Put a 2 in the chat if you have not. Put a 3 in the chat if you are never buying that.
Please tell me you have not bought the pink sauce. So I'm gonna share my screen with the girl from the pink sauce. Because she didn't know what FDA meant, which I think is crazy. So I'm gonna go ahead and
I don't sell medical products. The pink sauce is not a medical product. The pink sauce don't contribute to your health. I never said that. Did I? What do you mean FDA approved? I don't sell medical products. The pink sauce is not a medical product. The pink sauce don't contribute to your health. I never said that. Did I? What do you mean FDA?
I'm gonna stop sharing.
What do you think that she thought that meant?
I don't know. I think she thought it was only for medicines, for drugs, I guess, like the medications. But the girl is, when I saw it on TikTok, because when I first saw it might have been 2 weeks ago, people were talking about this pink sauce drama. So I went, I searched it, and I see her pouring it on chicken, everything, and it looked like Thousand Island dressing, but it was something else. And
I think she said medical because it's Pepto-Bismol.
It is not Pepto-Bismol. But tell y'all thoughts. I have to go to the restroom real quick. Tell y'all thoughts on the pink sauce in this drama.
Okay.
In these kitchen home chefs just shipping off their products without them being FDA approved.
But I know the health issue that you're going to cause because you educated me on some stuff. Go ahead and use the bathroom. But I know that so first of all, there was milk in this. And when you look at her pouring it on the food, and I wish a mukbanger would do it too, because we can really destroy this whole situation. And I don't want to destroy that girl's business, but she needs to figure out like how to do it the right way.
That's right.
So if they start using it, then it will become a thing where people will stop buying it. But it looks like she's pouring watery pink milk and stuff. I'm never dipping my food in nothing that's pink, first of all. But second of all, it's watery. When I dip my food into barbecue sauce, sweet and sour sauce, honey mustard, it don't look like that.
Okay, the pink sauce.
Yeah.
It says, what is it made of? Honey, chili, garlic, sunflower seed oil, and dragon fruit, aka pitaya. Pitaya.
So what they said online that it tastes like sweet ranch. That's what I read.
Well, okay. So we know that like so in Alabama they passed where you could, that you could bake cakes from home. You can do preserves, but like everybody's like an at-home chef and they're selling their all kind of food products. I hate to put anybody out there because I know we're on the hustle, but it's like I think that people want to start a business and they want to like test on their friends and then they want to put it out there. But again, this is what can happen if you get too big. And it's like your product is big, but go and rent a kitchen. Like get up under somebody, like say, hey, can I use your kitchen to sell some of my products? That way people can get a sample can taste your food. You're under a certified, you're under the law, you're protected, and you can still sell your product and market it. So that's what a lot of people are doing, is just asking other chefs, hey, can I borrow your kitchen for this weekend? Can I work out of your kitchen? Can I work alongside you? to get my product and brand out there.
You have
So
to look
like
a little bit thicker.
What you said?
what just happened? What?
I'm not pouring water on my chicken nuggets. I'm sorry.
Well, for me, the sauce, the fact that this sauce that is something that it looks like it should have been refrigerated, she's shipping it unrefrigerated. And I think I heard you, Crystal, talking about the preservatives and all of that. The girl, when you look at the ingredients and the nutritional facts of her pink sauce were off. So it was just crazy.
Well, she went back and corrected that. She said that she had swapped one with the other one.
I don't know.
She did say that. I'm just telling you what she said.
And
because I was like, that's what got interested in me. I'm like, well, what is this? Like, what are we watching? And then someone has said that it tastes like Sweet Ranch.
It looked like Thousand Island, like a very pink Thousand Island dressing.
Like a watery one.
Yeah.
If Thousand Island was water, this would have looked like if it was pink.
Okay, something here says USA Today in an interview with Washington Post, Florida-based chef PII defended pink sauce, saying it's legal and safe, and I make it in a facility certified by the Food and Drug Administration. Like, what does she mean by that?
And
she didn't even know what the Food and Drug Administration was, bro.
Yes, and I've seen on TikTok someone has gotten sick. They posted themselves at the hospital because of her pink sauce, and they were saying, "Don't."
Was that real though?
Internet chefs.
Was that real though?
Yes, it was like literally yesterday. So
they really got sick from that.
Them and their hospital bracelet in the hospital because of the pink sauce.
No, they probably did something else. I don't think that people are getting sick from it because too many people have had it and have not been sick.
They're saying with the way that she packages it and things about it, you can get sick from it.
It's the milk.
Get food poisoning.
It probably is the milk.
That's why it's watery.
If only one person said that though, because she's been shipping it everywhere.
It's been other. I'm up now, so Deb, I'm finna look up pink sauce.
Because I don't know. So I'm if one person is saying it, because when I went to her TikTok, everybody was eating it. Nobody was like, "Oh, I got sick from it."
Well, it has to say refrigerated. You can't leave it out if it contains certain products. You have to have that on the label.
How many days does it take to get to everybody? 3 days.
Let me see. There are people saying that they got sick, but
it's more than one.
Yeah, it's more than one.
Oh, okay.
This girl is saying she's sick and tired. She was sick. So
but you gotta wonder what people trying to get a lawsuit. Too. So that's all I'm saying. Like, I mean, I understand that milk is in it because you should not be shipping out a product with milk. Is she changing that around?
What's the label? What's on the label? What's the warning label?
So she made a TikTok about the label because she had she didn't put the right numbers on the right part on the label one time, or I guess for some people. So she was telling them to get rid of it, and then she's gonna send it back out to them.
Let me see if I can go and find it. I'm about to try to find it on TikTok.
Her name is Chef PII.
So did they get their money back on their recall?
No, what she did was she sent them the right one.
Mighty God.
So I don't know if they got their money back, but I know she did send them the label, the right label.
Yeah, the labels are wrong.
But I would have never want to eat nothing where, like, literally, I can pour it like I'm pouring milk into my cereal.
What did the FDA do to her? What happened? Let's see.
I don't think they did anything. I didn't realize I was muting myself. I was trying to find the TikTok.
I kind of want to taste it.
Now you want to taste it. You said it's watery.
That's what people are talking about. Because I feel like if I know there's something, then I can have more insight.
So the viral story made your mouth water. Now you want to try the pink.
It did not make my mouth water, but I want to know what the issue is. Like, what's going on? Like, first of all, why do y'all like it? But two, I'm disgusted because it looks like you're pouring milk onto like meat. I don't like that. Okay. But what is it that like everybody's buying this? So I just want to like do a review. Like, listen, let me taste this. I can throw up online and they say you don't buy it. I would do that.
Well, if they figured out all the food poisoning,
if they get sick from it, let me go give me a little lawsuit. I can give me some money.
You get your shipping back.
I'm gonna play a video on her label. So let's see. I'm finna share my screen.
I mean, this is what I seen.
I don't know. I think it's her talking.
Yeah, this she did a live about. I mean, TikTok about it.
Let me go to it.
It was a mistake. Yeah. We fixed the issue.
First, I want to give the Pink Sauce Queen credit. I love a humble queen who can acknowledge when they've made mistakes and how they're actively working to fix them. So she deserves a round of applause for that. However, I zoomed in on the nutrition label, and although they improved the servings per container from 444 servings to 30 servings, their nutritional facts are still really off. Zoomed in on it a little bit more. This is the new nutrition label. So first of all, the math isn't mathing. She's saying that there's 90 calories per serving. However, when you break it down by macros, for every gram of fat, there should be 9 calories. And then for every gram of carbs or every gram of protein, there should be 4 calories. She's saying that there's 1 gram of fat, 3 grams of carbs. However, there's 4 grams of fiber. There's no way you can have more fiber than carb and no protein.
It was a mistake. We fixed the issue.
Stop sharing.
First, I want to give the Pink Sauce Queen.
So
I ain't see that one. But what the visual that she was showing, that was the pink sauce. She was saying that she had mixed one up with the other one. So I guess whoever that was on that TikTok was saying that she's still wrong in her nutrition facts.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why a lot of people have chemists.
I'm about to buy me some pink sauce so I can get. I want to be in the class action lawsuit.
Yeah, well, I don't know enough about it to say. It does look kind of cool, and I think I have seen a little ad or something. And kids are all for gooey stuff. So that probably
that's not gooey. That's watery.
It's probably a hit with the kids. They love stuff like that.
The adults are buying it, not the kid. I don't think I've seen a kid review it. The adults are buying it.
Well, let her figure it out.
Listen, you know what? I'm gonna buy me one and you one. The candy shop.
I'm not eating.
Are we gonna do a mukbang together? Eat the pizza.
No, he laughing.
So and then we have documentation that we ate that. So then when they do the class action lawsuit, we gonna get a check.
No thanks. And I'm with Miss Indeed. She said, "No way would I try it." Right. So
yeah, I mean, we don't have to really. We do YouTube so that we can edit it.
Well, and I agree with empathetic starseed bubble guts.
Guts. But so when you get the pink sauce, just get the real pink sauce, Pepto-Bismol, and you be good.
Right after you take the pink sauce.
Yeah. Pour the Pepto-Bismol on top of the pink sauce. It's all good.
What is that? I forgot my camera was on because I'm just appalled. What are you talking about, Young Rich? Let me turn the camera off.
If you're not eating,
Damn. Young Rich, you can't. She always does this. She be taking me out with her.
Log off for me, sweetie. Log off.
Go ahead.
So my question is.
Oh, Jess D has a mukbang channel. You should do it.
Who, Crystal?
Shit, let's rack it up. Wait, go back. Let's rack it in that lawsuit. Just eat a dab of it. I'm down for it.
All for the wrong reasons, y'all. Come on,
I'm
you
on mine tonight.
Y'all do y'all little dab and now wake up. So no.
The people are still waking up.
I don't
know.
Yes,
I'm down for it.
Is the product shelved or is it still out there?
It's not shelved. She was saying that she's in the works of that.
It's still out there, but then she was
it's not on shelves in like the store.
Not FDA approved. And she was like, I don't have medication.
But you know what? If she does shelf it, I'm sure they're going to get it where it's going to be in the refrigerator. If it's still, but why would you want milk on your chicken?
Yeah, that is ranch.
Mm-hmm.
That's ranch with some dime.
It's like you have a bowl of cereal, but you just like cereal, but then you pour like a dab of the milk on the cereal.
Yeah, true.
Oh yes, I'm with you, D. You give me about a week to see how people are looking. Yes, okay, because I don't want to look bad now. The people at my job are like, yeah, boy, I can be 38. Yeah, okay, because it looks good.
Yes. Well, y'all still want to stay on, or we can end this. I want to drop the link.
I want to buy you some pink sauce.
Do not buy me that goddamn pink sauce.
We can go to. Oh, you know we can do. We can go to Hot Pot and pour the pink sauce in the Hot Pot.
No, thank you.
Well, I just want to say thanks for having me up here, and I also want to say I'm so excited for the new season of Love and Marriage Huntsville. I'm excited to see what Melody's doing.
They got a new season?
Yes, this is the like.
My God,
they had to stop this past season because of the whole fight and all that, and make it a continuation.
They was fighting.
Yes.
Listen, I can't. I don't watch enough ratchet TV. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So, Crystal, you need to come on because I will be still reviewing Love and Marriage. I'm going to try to get better at it. But like I said, it was a lot of pressure.
Sure.
It was a lot. So, but I would love for you to come up. I know Cocktails with Lovable Lisa, Prosperity Thick Girl, all of them come up.
I'll be in your chat, making jokes.
Yes, it was fun, Devin. Look, I'm excited to hear. So Destiny and Melody are opening for Monica. So I'm excited to hear and see what they do. So really every time they drop something, it makes me more excited. It makes artists more excited about what possibilities are available for them and how Monica opened that door for them. So
why did Miss Wanda get kicked off the show?
Miss Wanda is not kicked off the show. There was a to get her kicked off.
Empathetic.
Hey, Mel.
Hey, Mel. What's going on? I haven't seen you in a long time.
Yes, long time, Mel. Good to see you. But Candy Martell is looking a mess.
He is. When I looked today, let me tell you something. When I looked at him today, I was like, I don't understand why she wanted to do it because I would have cheated with him too. He's fine.
He does. Now, I'm not going to lie. He does look fine. But let me tell you this. I didn't get to say this. So Martell could not pass the builder's license to build homes because, they're in real estate. And so Melody,
I don't know that, but
Melody was the brains behind the operation. And so he don't have no money. He can't build without a builder's license. So
Martell can come build at my house.
Wait. You don't got a builder's license.
Wait a minute. Why does it say? I think he got it. And why does it say that his net worth is 20 million? And also remember when he was trying to decide what he was going to wear for the cover of his cookbook, he is topless. So he went with that look instead of the apron instead of,
Where's that? Where can we find that picture at?
Oh, on MartellHolt.com. I'm on there. I'm trying to see what they decided to go with for the cover. Because remember they was telling him, we think you need to put a shirt on for the guys don't want their wives seeing that in their kitchen, but he's a health and fitness guru. He's also they've been seen out with Sheree, who they say is a health and fitness, guru or herself. So that's why things are kind of like, I think, going viral. They're very like, what's the storyline? They're very excited to see him with somebody doing fitness. That's his thing.
I just highlight 2 comments? Destiny with a question mark. And Just D said, I'm sorry, I can't take Mel's voice. Now, I like Mel.
I'm on MartellHolt.com. I'll see those latest pictures.
And Mel NYC said Martell is trouble with a capital T, but OMG, he looks amazing.
I'm willing to get in trouble.
What'd you say?
I heard he in trouble.
If you leave it to Young Rich, apparently he has a Grindr account. So
does he? Where they at in
allegedly?
Where they at?
What I say?
Huntsville. I need to go to Huntsville.
You need to come, yes, and go to visit Black and get a drink and get something to eat.
Yes,
but I'm on his website. He's not sure this on his website.
So, Dad, we need to plan a trip to Huntsville to go to Black. That's the club that Marceau owns. Yes. We need to go.
Now, does Marceau look like Martell?
And Krista gonna meet us there.
Yes, let me know when you come to town.
But does Marceau look like Martell?
Let me see if I can pull up Marceau.
And can you find a picture of Martell too?
I'm a flip to another.
I'm gonna watch the show now.
So okay, this is Martell and the baby. His last
he looked like a dad. He looked like a dad. I don't want to see that.
That was the mistress, Ariane. Let me see.
Nope.
That's Marceau in the back with his mistress from Alonda. That was one. This is Marceau.
I thought we were talking about Martell.
But that's who they.
Oh, go ahead, Crystal.
I'm sorry, lady. That's who they accused him of being with, and she came on and said, "I have a reputation. I have a business. No, it's nothing further than I do hair, and I don't want to be." So, see what I'm saying? It's like. I don't know. I think she's very pretty, but it's like, no, it's just sad. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so many.
But she was supposed to be Mel's cousin, I guess. Or somebody's cousin.
But she hasn't said that I am the mistress. She hasn't said that. She said that she wasn't.
He's a photo gallery on his website.
So Chris said, so you think they're not going to get rid of Wanda? I don't think they're going to get rid of Wanda because Wanda has a lot of money for Carlos King. Carlos King is messy as hell. I'm starting not to like him because you remember he allegedly is the one that made Phaedra take the fall in that season.
But how are you not going to like him when y'all talk about this show so much and he produces the show? The same way when he works for Housewives of Atlanta.
I don't like Carlos King.
The same way y'all like the Housewives of Atlanta when he was on there, y'all were talking about them this much. Y'all love him because he's creating these shows that y'all love.
Well, so did he set up Sheree and Martell? Because it just seemed like a publicity stunt.
Do you think, Sheree goes in and out on that show, so you think she won't be on that show?
On Love and Marriage Huntsville?
She's on her way.
I don't think Melody will allow it. I'm sorry. If Melody does, it's only for the money. Melody will.
With Carlos King, she doesn't have a decision on that. Sheree will bring the rate. Like, I don't even watch the shit, but if Sheree goes over there, I'm gonna watch. So that brings new viewers.
I'm sorry, Nihar, who has a small dang-a-lang? I want to know.
Martell, I gotta go.
That's so lit.
So Deb, you talked about
it was good while it lasted.
So I have a question.
Hard to bring me back.
I have a question, y'all.
Yes, Crystal.
Okay, can somebody? So obviously they can date, but can the two networks merge? Because Bravo, can Sheree come on to Love and Marriage Huntsville and film?
Wasn't Carlos fired from Bravo though?
No, Carlos quit.
Oh, I thought he was fired.
So I was telling you that before we start, when we got on today, I was watching Richie Sky's video about Carlos going on to Giselle and Robin's podcast. So he was saying he left because the authenticity, I was that right? Because I've been drinking, wasn't there anymore. and he wanted to create shows where there was like it was authentic. And from hearing us about this, like these is real stories.
Yeah.
And he was saying that Housewives, it became to be fake. He talked about Giselle and Robin and their friendship on the show, and how there needs to be a Cynthia and a Robin on the shows, which to me I do think that. But he was saying that with his shows that he has now, like the mess is what basically keeps the show going on. That's why when Nene left, the show for Housewives it's been dwindling. If Kenya leaves, it's over.
If Miss Wanda leaves.
So for his shows, the same thing.
But Miss Wanda's, a lot of people don't like Miss Wanda, so I don't think the show will suffer if she's gone.
But they don't like what that causes the ratings, though.
So Miss Wanda is the only one who can stand up to Mel.
Crystal. So you don't like Mel?
No, wait a minute. I didn't go say that. Okay. What I mean is, so if Miss Wanda has an opinion, she said Mel doesn't line her pockets or whatever. So what she's saying is, I make my own money. I'm gonna make at the end of the day, I always have money. The show don't make me. So she's not afraid to say what she thinks versus someone else who we feel like, why are you like, what is your connection with Mel? How did y'all meet? You know what I'm saying? How long y'all been friends? Like, we don't know much of their backstory. So it's like you kind of just landed on the show. So why are you here? We're kind of trying to figure them out. Whereas Miss Wanda is Tisha's mom, and she'll tell you what's on her mind.
But you can't have Wanda without Tisha. And I'm sorry, as much as Tisha and Marceau get on my nerves, you need them on the show for the drama, because I felt like when the season was progressing, they were going to focus the cheating scandals on Tisha and Marceau, but they've yet again managed to slither their way out of the spotlight.
Can you go back to Young Rich comment though? I'll keep going, but go back to that one.
Nene wasn't even Nene when she came back.
No. Keep talking about what y'all was talking about. I wanted to just comment on this after I get done. Go ahead.
Oh, well, I just feel like Wanda necessarily isn't needed. Let me turn on my camera so y'all can see me. I'm gonna put on my glasses. I look a hot mess today. But Wanda,
you already seen me, girl.
I know. Let me turn on my ring light. Wanda, to me, is not needed because she adds unnecessary drama. She to me, she causes more confusion than if anything. And so with Tisha there, the only reason why I like Wanda is because she was holding Marceau accountable. Mm-hmm. But other than that, I didn't see her purpose. Like I don't understand why she was intermingling with Melanie and Martell. Like that part didn't make sense to me. And I'm gonna mute myself for a second because my kids got the TV blasting. But Crystal,
bring them on to the show.
I want to hear Crystal's thoughts on that, and then I'm gonna get to you, Deb.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're right. So Miss Wanda was always there to defend her daughter, and she's gonna defend her daughter. She said, "I'm gonna defend my daughter. Period. I only have one daughter. I don't care, as far as I know, that's her husband, but she feels a need to protect her, especially against Mel. And if she feels like her daughter is going to be bullied, she's going to step in, and she's just that type of figure. Like she'll put her foot down. So I think I enjoyed watching her because we as viewers and watchers was like, when is somebody going to stand up to Mel? And it's like the friends were not able to do it. I felt like it was they want to be on the show, and so they can't say it. And it was like Miss Wanda was like, look, she put her foot down and said it. And so I wish she would say more maybe on camera, because she says a lot on social media. But I do think she keeps it going. I don't think people mind it because Mel was very vocal, remember, at the beginning of the whole program about how she felt. So you're still muted. But so I think that having somebody, that's why we love bloggers, because bloggers will break the show down and we'll have those discussions that aren't happening, they may or may not happen on the show or off. They may be on social media, but we want to have that conversation. That's why we love the bloggers who review Love and Marriage Huntsville.
Yes, and Miss Sugar Mama, I agree, because I don't understand why Wanda had to stand up to Mel, but I want to go to Nihar's comment. Miss Wanda is worse than Candy's mom. Miss Wanda caused fights. She got mad at Melody for her Miss Wanda's baby daddy, Tisha's daddy, was all in Melody's inbox. Yeah. So Crystal, I do.
You want me to?
Yes. I want
you want me to answer why Okay. So yeah, we know Tisha and Mills' backstory, and there was strife on both ends. A lot of accusation, word throwing about your husband did this and your husband did that. But Ariane was again the only one who came and squashed that whole, like, proved the whole thing. She came out of the shadows, said, "Hey, yeah, it's me. It was me. I did." She put herself out there, but there ain't nobody coming out on the accusation or the other side of Marcel and everything that they're saying. So it's kind of like, so it makes Mel look like, hey, just stop accusing your friends, because you don't have no proof. Nobody has any proof. Not the bloggers. Nobody wants to come forward. So why don't you just let it go? Like, let it die. Stop talking about it, because nobody wants that kind of attention. And everybody says Ariane wanted that attention, but I think that really she kind of got, like, people. I think somebody tried to pretend to be her friend so that they could get her to confess and to come out. That's the way it looked. So she might not have even been ready for what she was stepping into. But now that she's here, you know what I'm saying? She started a clothing line, and she's having now conversations. She was having conversations with married women about, I think I really like the dialogue. I'm not going to lie. I wouldn't want her doing a YouTube to say, hey, all the mistresses come forward. More so, however she wants to handle. But I did like that dialogue that she was having with women, because we've all been through something. We all have a story with men. And so I really felt like that was the one thing that even when she was drinking, it was like they was having honest dialogue about what's happening in these streets. Like,
Yes, right. So, well, I guess I'm gonna be ending it soon. Crystal, I love your commentary. You need to come up more.
Can you go back to what Young Rich said though?
Oh, what? He always Young Rich.
I wanted to comment on that. I know y'all was talking about the show.
About yeah. And I was gonna go on a whole tangent about Crystal because I love her comment. And you
go on it, but I wanted to comment on what Young Rich said. Yeah, keep going with the show. And then I just want to comment on this.
No, we're ready for you. So there.
So Young Rich was saying that Nene wasn't even Nene when she came back in season 10. And that's what Carlos King was saying to Giselle and Robin on the podcast. It was basically like they were changing the girls, because they were saying that when it first started, they were not afraid of what they were saying. It was like, oh, well, just some bullshit, but we still gonna go on. And to me, when I think about this, I think about like all the shows we watch as Black people, and I say this all the time. We watch these shows, and like, yeah, I know y'all watching the show, but like, just because you hate something don't mean cancel it. And I'm gonna revert this back to basketball wise. Like, it's because, okay, well, so-and-so's not here, cancel it. So-and-so's not here, cancel it. The reality is that people are like, well, just get a whole new cast, but then you're gonna hate that too. And Carlos was saying, like, when it comes down to our shows, like, if we don't like the people that's on there, we're like, we stop supporting and we cancel it. But that stops our Black reality shows for real. And to be honest, like, there's somebody who come on who maybe we're older now, and we may not like the antics of that. But like, for me, like, even watching basketball, it's like, I'm like, well, I love when Brady goes, like, oh, I can't stand her. I don't watch because Brady. I'm like, but people liked her, Evelyn's not here. Tammy's not here. Bring Tammy back. Bring Evelyn back. They're older now, but y'all want them to bring like younger girls on, and then when they do, you're like, the show's not the same. So, as to me, I want to say, like, as Black people, like, we got to stop canceling our own shows.
Oh yeah,
right.
But,
go ahead.
To me, like, I've always hated that part, because it's like, I understand, like, it's changed, like, in like, y'all, I heard Beyonce's album today.
What?
How do you get her out? Let me see it.
Yes.
I heard Beyonce's album today.
Do you have a pre-order? Because I didn't know.
So allegedly, somebody from overseas posted it on the streaming apps today, and they took it down. But people purchased it, and then they sent it to other people. I heard the album today.
How was it? How do you like the album?
So just like I'm a Brandy fan, I'm never going to do Beyonce slander. I loved it.
So
I don't think everybody's gonna like it.
Well, I want to hear it. I
enjoyed the entire thing.
I'm a part of the Beehive as well. I honestly I didn't like the.
It's not like a normal. It's not like a normal Beyonce album. It's not.
Beyonce doesn't disappoint.
The thing is that if you've grown Beyonce through all of her changes of her music, then you will appreciate it.
Nihar said, "What's the difference between cancel culture and just not fucking with someone?" Cancel culture goes on a whole campaign to cancel you. Where when
cancel you, like it's over
you don't care. But you're not fucking with someone. You don't care if they canceled or not. You personally are just not fucking with them.
Like, let's use you for example. If I'm not just fucking with you, we're not doing the show no more. But if you're trying to cancel me, you're going to campaign for my show to be over.
Correct.
So that's the difference.
Well, that's why we need bloggers, because they review shows and they review the shows they want and the shows that the people want to hear from. So if you like that show, you talk about the show.
Well, and to be honest, like let's say we all three we all vlog together or we blog. My opinion, the Candy Shop's opinion, your opinion gonna be different. So that's why people go through all the channels and they watch the different perspectives, because they might come to my channel and be like, you know what, so that is right. I really appreciate this part. And the Candy Shop may not like nothing that I said. And they be like, you know what? I've been over her channel, but I do see some points he made, and vice versa.
Yeah. And other thing about
on my channel, I'm like, there's no Brandy slander. And shout out to people, no Brandy slander.
Brandy
Norwood. It makes sense.
I'm laughing. I can't even get it out. You talking about Brandy Maxwell? I'd say Brandy Norwood or Brandy Maxwell.
No,
I know Brandy Norwood at all, girl. I'm gonna slander her ass every day.
Now, look.
The vocal sticky note is not my thing.
The vocal
sticky note is not my thing.
I love Brandy. You're not gonna.
I'm sure you do, and there's a lot of people like you in this world, and I'm okay with that part. And that's what I'm saying. Like, you have your perspective on the sticky note. You call it a Bible. I call it a sticky note.
Oh, MG. Go ahead, Chris.
It could be like a little scrap of paper that you wrote something on, and that was the vocal note. You know?
Did you hear? But did you hear Brandy in Colors? Wasn't that so beautiful? Did you like it? So debonair.
I never even heard it.
Now, what's going on basketball wise where Chris is talking about Jackie destroyed the restaurant?
A restaurant.
Young Rich said cancel Juicadora. Bring back
Fatoon. I don't like Fatoon, but I'd rather see Juicadora than Fatoon.
But don't tell me to log off. Brandy is the vocal Bible.
I was never talking about the vocal.
I thought she was talking about Brandy Norwood.
Mm-hmm.
I was never talking about the vocal Scribble Scrabble.
What? So damn, I'm sorry. Brandy can sing.
She can sing, but she's not like the credit that she gets to me vocally doesn't make sense to me.
Brandy was the vocal Bible of our time.
Yeah,
like when she came
Scrabble of no, Beyonce was at the same time. So no,
I'm sorry. I do think Brandy can sing better than Beyonce. I'm sorry.
Beyonce's range is way different than Brandy's. So you cannot be a Bible if you cannot hit every chapter of the book. Brandy has a chapter of a book. Beyonce has multiple chapters of a book.
And I'm a Beehive. I'm a part of the Beehive, but can Beyonce hit those low notes?
Yes.
Beyonce's like a singing preacher. The way she hits those notes.
She's like a
Isn't
freaking
she?
preacher.
Like the way she hisses, like she's shouting rather than singing. You know what I'm saying? Like she sings, but then she's like.
I always ask this question: Can
Brandy
Brandy sing? Can Brandy sing Beyonce songs? Absolutely not.
Well, no.
Yes.
So you cannot be a Bible because the Bible is the foundation of the music.
Well, can
And the
Beyonce
New Testament
sing Brandy songs?
Wow. Absolutely can.
No. Okay.
Sitting up, you can sitting up in my room. Can you sit up in my room? Can you sing "Have I Ever"?
Can Beyonce? Okay, so Brandy covered.
Beyonce can sing every Brandy song that ever has happened.
Brandy covered a gospel song that Fantasia sang. Can Beyonce cover the Fantasia?
Fantasia only has Fantasia's another singer who has a one range.
Oh
she cannot sing the song. She cannot sing the song to Beyonce. Can Fantasia sing a Beyonce song?
Cut this shit off.
We love you, Brandy.
Can Fantasia sing a Beyonce song?
Fine.
When Fantasia, listen. When Fantasia and Brandy sing "Love on Top," call me.
Oh, I'm finna write Brandy personally. I'm gonna be like, please,
Wyatt, try it.
Please kill "Love on Top" so Deb can shut the hell up.
Sing it, because when she sings it and when she try to hit them notes and when she fails, they call me so that I can laugh and be like, I tried to tell you a long time ago. That's not what it is.
I would really like to see that. But listen, I wanted to say something about Bill Collective. Okay, y'all. Sorry I interrupted this conversation, but so
wait. Hold on. I'm sorry. Wait, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Now, Neho, I thought I loved you. Kelly Rowland can sing better than Beyonce.
Yes, I had a roommate that told me that Kelly Rowland can sing better than Beyonce. I can't even talk. I'm so tipsy. He done turned off his camera.
You can't even talk because you know it ain't true. That's why you can't talk. When those girls sing "Love on Top," they call me. Until then, if you want to talk about a Bible, call Beyonce.
Can you please read this comment for me, so Deb?
Beyonce had to work on her vocals over time. Brandy, she spelled like Brandy McSeal. No. I like that. Came out with the gate with the vocals. And she did, but so did Monica, and so did Whitney Houston, and so did Mariah Carey, and so did Toni Braxton. So that's different.
Can you hear Beyonce singing "Have You Ever" by Brandy?
Yes, I can, and she's gonna kill it. But the thing is this,
and I can hear Beyonce singing "Sitting Up in My Room."
Because it's like a stupid song.
Beyonce
to sing,
sound like a lamb.
It's a dumb song to sing, to be honest. But if she did, she gonna sing it better than Brandy sung it.
"Sitting Up in My Room" is a classic.
It's a classic because it's a teeny bopper song. It's almost like Bills. It's like to compare.
You know who Brandy gets her style
from? Bills, she still sounded better than Brandy.
Let me ask you this: you know who Brandy gets her style from? Who she patterns herself off of? The Clark sisters. Does Beyonce sound like the damn
Beyonce? Beyonce actually credits Karen Clark.
I don't hear.
Yeah, exactly. I told you.
She does credit Karen Clark.
I don't hear Karen and Beyonce.
You know what? She does. Who we talked about today was also what's her name that we talked about today?
Who, Tierra?
The gospel lady. The gospel lady.
Oh, Yolanda.
No,
Kim
Burrell. She's credited both of them of her singing style.
Because Kim Burrell got the jazz.
Yeah.
But the difference.
But Beyonce always credits Karen Clark Shield. She always does.
But who sounds more like her, Brandy or Beyonce?
I would say Beyonce.
Beyonce. Oh. Well, no. Kim Burrell will sound more like Brandy, that soft whisper, that
jazzy voice. Yeah.
That's why I told you she has that shout voice. Baby, you put your love on top. That's preaching.
And hey,
the ranges that Beyonce had on "Love on Top," none of them girls can sing that. Like they struggle. Even when Kiki Wyatt did it, she struggled and she never hit the notes. She struggled for it. So when we talk about vocal Bible, like if you're talking about a vocal Bible, that means you know the entire range, all the ranges.
I agree with you.
Beyonce is there.
Beyonce is like Tina Turner. Huh? Beyonce is more like Tina Turner. Beyonce
performance-wise, I can see that.
Yeah, performance-wise, yeah.
Yes, but vocally, Beyonce has ranges that a lot of these girls don't have.
So you don't think Brandy has?
Brandy has. She's like an alto. That's it. Beyonce can do alto, tenor, soprano, and then she also does all her vocal backup vocal. Like Brandy, she might have crossed a Beyonce can walk. I can say that. I'll give y'all that. But where Beyonce is at, Brandy can never do what Beyonce does.
And I agree with Nihar. She spelled Twinkie's name wrong, but she said if Beyonce is Karen, Brandy is Twinkie. Twinkie Clark was the better singer out of the Clark sisters.
Wait, say it again.
If Beyonce is Karen, Brandy is Twinkie Clark.
So I never said that Beyonce was Karen. I said she credits Karen. But when we come down to vocals,
I'm not getting in that conversation.
We come down to vocals. Brandy could never do what Beyonce does vocally. She cannot.
Yes, she can. Listen to Brandy.
They call Brandy a vocal bubble because she knows how to do arrangements. But the way that Beyonce does arrangements, to me, it's my own personal opinion. I say what I said. I'm gonna do what I want to say. I want to say.
I'm gonna say that
she does it better.
People that might not agree with me, but Mariah is the higher octave of the vocal Bible. Brandy is the lower octave.
Mm-hmm.
But Beyonce does all of them, though. That's the thing.
No, she don't.
Beyonce hits the sopranos and she hits the altos and the baritones.
I just don't think Beyonce does that. Beyonce, now I know Beyonce can sing, but to me, she does not have a range to me. And I'm a Beyonce fan.
That's to you. But the reality is, go on YouTube and look at they actually show Beyonce hitting all the ranges. There's ranges that none of these girls that you're talking about can hit.
If she does, please tell me why J Hood outperformed her in Dreamgirls.
I don't think that she did. J Hood couldn't even stay on key.
Oh,
so absolutely not. When J Hood does, and I'm gonna point out when she did it. When she was doing "Love You I Do," and she was trying to hit that high note, they had to edit her because she could not stay on range. So J Hood is never a person to compare to even Brandy.
Okay.
Because she cannot. She does have a strong voice. But when it comes to the ranges of the voices, Beyonce hits every last point that goes on there. Go on YouTube and watch it.
She does.
So yeah, we're gonna have to do a show.
A Bible is when you call a Bible, that's where it comes sketchy for me.
Brandy.
Now, can Brandy lay out layers? Absolutely. Does Brandy have a good voice? Absolutely. But a Bible, absolutely not.
Can you admit that Brandy is a better singer than Monica?
What's next?
Answer the question.
Okay. What I can say is this. She might be a better singer, but if she made better songs than Monica, no.
I think she did. Like I like Brandy's Full Moon. Like I like a lot of Brandy stuff. So. I
like every album that Monica has made because she's made more than Brandy because Brandy just don't really even use the.
Said Michelle is can sing better than Beyonce.
Michelle doesn't have she cannot hit all the ranges that Beyonce was at. I know you don't like her, and that's okay.
So the question is,
but the ranges that she hits, if we're talking about a Bible, we're talking about every layer of the voice. Beyonce hits every last one of them. There's not one she cannot hit. Michelle can't do it. Brandy cannot do it. Monica can't do it. Monica cannot do it. Whitney Houston cannot do it. She has a good voice. She has good songs. Beyonce, the way that Beyonce trained herself and the ranges that she hits, like she hits every key all the time. And she has songs where there's those keys are there for everything. And I know people hate to hear it. I know you like to hear it. But the facts is that she can.
She said Monica got like 3 good songs.
Monica has way more than 3 good songs. I can name 10 of them for you right now.
I can only name 3.
So that's my question.
You can name 2 of the first album.
What were you gonna say, Crystal?
If you go to iTunes, who are you listening to? Beyonce, Monica, or Brandy?
Beyonce.
I'm listening to Brandy. To be honest, I listen to Brandy. Her microphone is on.
Her microphone is on, but when your ears are listening,
I'm gonna tell. I'm like I said, and I'm no Beyonce slander will be tolerated.
Christina,
but can I say this? Okay. I am a big Beyonce fan, but I listen to Brandy. Like I love Brandy. I like Full Moon. I've liked Brandy since she first came out because she she had a style similar to the Clark sisters with that, all that. So I've listened to her from the first album to Full Moon to her other albums that weren't.
What the other albums though?
I had to get my phone.
Beyonce,
and the point has been proven.
But what are Beyonce's top hits? Other than Love on Top, what?
Crazy in Love, Crazy in Love. Let me name them for you. Crazy in Love, Give Me Body, Halo, Love on Top.
I didn't like Halo.
No, you asked me her top. You asked me a question. I'm answering them for you. You want me to name all her albums? I can name every one of her albums. You know Full Moon. I can name all Beyonce's albums. You know why? Because I know her music. Because it sounds better than Brandy.
Is B like Auntie Whitney? That's what everybody is asking.
Is she like again, like I said, people gonna hate me for this, and I don't give a damn. I don't. The Beyonce's ranges are Whitney Houston cannot do all of her songs. She has a strong voice. We think about church, and this is the thing. Think about church music, because we know we talk about church today already. There's the solo, and here come the bots. So the bots is here, so I know I'm talking good.
No.
Think about church music. There's a solo artist, and then there is the what do they call the
Chi-Town? Chi-Town is no longer a mod. I'm just making that up.
Well, thank you, Chi-Town. See, somebody's in the chat on my side.
No.
And then the praise and worship team. Now, normally the solo artist only has one tone. It's either it's an alto, it's a soprano, or it is what's the other one? Or a baritone. Baritone barely ever gets that solo song. The praise and worship team normally gets the clout because they get people dancing, they get them up. They also have more range than the damn solo artists. Or that's what I'm saying. So I know y'all don't want to hear it. I'm sorry to bust y'all's bubble, but Beyonce vocally, she has more range than anybody. Period.
But who sounds better?
And sounds better.
I said, but who sounds better?
Who does?
Who sounds better?
Beyonce to me. Because I can turn on country music, I can turn on rock and roll music, I can turn on R&B music, I can turn on pop music, I can turn on any genre of music and then listen to this new album. I'm really gonna give y'all that. I can turn on any genre of music and I can hear a Beyonce song. We're gonna hear Brandy with R&B music, and that's it. We'll hear Monica with R&B music, that's it. Everybody y'all name, they have one genre of music. Beyonce has killed literally every genre of music. Oh, and then if you pull up your favorite artist and then ask them to sing her songs,
I agree with Nihar.
I was trolling earlier, but to keep it a buck, Beyonce is the Diana Ross. No, of her generation. I'm French reading it. Generation, because we won't remember her catalog. I can't even. So the thing is, so listen, don't get me upset now. See, now I feel like I'm probably for Brandy next year. I feel like I'm probably Brandy next year at this point. First of all, that's not even true. Okay. Beyonce's legacy will last forever. What Beyonce has done as an artist, no artist has ever done this. Beyonce has literally tapped into every genre of music. Crazy in Love will go down in history. So yes, Diana Ross, my baby love, it was so lazy. So if we're talking about music, if you like lazy music, yeah, go ahead and do it. Diana Ross was not, she stole a whole damn group and then became a solo artist. Beyonce went on to it and made a movie. Well, she didn't make a movie, but they brought her on to on a movie that basically was Diana Ross.
But do you feel Beyonce did the same thing?
I'm looking at empathetic.
Now Beyonce did what?
Do you feel Beyonce did the same thing?
As far as what?
She didn't. I wouldn't say she stole the group because she was always
that group was built around Beyonce.
Yeah, she was the leader of the pack.
The same thing. Those girls were not shocked that Beyonce became a solo artist. They knew the group was built around her.
Yeah, it was.
So absolutely, they didn't even say. Only person that really sung was Kelly Rowland.
But we didn't know that. Like for me, it was always the spotlight on Beyonce. So when she went solo, it was like, well, dang,
But the
what the rest
girls
of the girls?
actually came out and said that though. So we do know that.
Yeah.
Dinah Ross Group never said that. So that's not a thing. Like even like when she did Lemonade, she went around and met up with the girls. They took pictures together. They all love each other again. So Dinah Ross has never even done that. So when it comes down to it, Beyonce's path is different now. Maybe she learned from Dinah Ross. Dinah Ross may have crossed so Beyonce could walk. But the reality is, we're talking about the vocal Bibleness of this song. It's never Brandy. It's not Brandy. Brandy only has, she could be a chapter in the Bible, but not the Bible.
Oh my God. Okay, well, we're gonna move on. What are y'all last?
We could have titled the video this.
Well, I wanted to know if we could. So I know the Bell Collective. I saw season 1. I didn't see season 2, so of course I'm gonna have to watch it.
That is season 2.
It hasn't started yet.
Oh, so only has season 1, right? Okay,
Yes,
so
so I saw the cast picture, and you remember the dentist, the young lady.
She's not on there.
I didn't see her picture, but her storyline, like, they was really getting mad at her because I think she was playing coy, but she was stirring a lot. Her friends were very troublesome, and I was really kind of getting tired of,
Wasn't she the one that was she was the one that was friends with that white lady?
Yeah, and the lady.
She was a dentist, right?
Yeah. Her storyline was like very troublesome because she kept bringing on characters that would like.
I didn't understand her bringing on that white girl.
Well, she wanted to be in the group, so.
Yeah, but I mean, but I think because it was, I felt like it was supposed to be like a Black excellence group, and her bringing her on, like, she was kind of like tearing that down to me personally.
She did tear it down. It's exactly, and she was exposed for tearing it down. And but she knew that was her friend, and they say birds of a feather flock together. So I think that's
flock over to the south side of this, to down south, because we don't want to.
And welcome Prosperity Thick Girl to the chat.
Hey y'all.
Hey boo.
Hey, I just wanted to say that man and that other man are two humans and are flawed as all outdoors. They may be pastors, but that was had nothing to do with Christianity nor church. That was two men having a pissing match, and the thing that they were talking about just so happened to happen in the church. That's all that was. So we can't put that on the church and all that other stuff. That had nothing. That wasn't nothing about God and nothing else. That was two men that was going back and forth with one another. And a Biggie girl. She Biggie. I was like, the hell? Why she gotta be Biggie?
Yeah.
That was disrespectful.
Very. But Prosperity Thick Girl, we was talking about Bell Collective.
and
Beyonce. Nothing about it.
And Beyonce.
But I agree with you on the men. He was wrong for saying that about that young one. Well, that girl was a pastor. So he was wrong for saying it.
I don't think there was two men going back and forth. I think that pastor that showed up, that bishop that pastor, was disrespectful.
Because Larry Reed really didn't give him no
energy.
Yeah, he didn't give him no energy.
Yeah.
Do you think that she should have spoke up for herself? I really don't.
She was trying to, but he like, and this is what bothers me. Like, I'm so sorry for going back to this, y'all. But the way that Black men treat Black women in church, to me, I don't like it. Because literally when she was like, he respected Larry King when Larry King was talking. Or is it Larry Reed? I'm sorry, Larry King. Larry Reed was talking. When she was talking, he literally would not stop talking over top of her. He did not care. He didn't want to know what she was saying. She kept on saying, we're not gonna do this, we're gonna do this, I think she said something about like, if we're gonna do this. And then literally like every time she made a statement, he overrode what she was saying, period. And Larry Reed and her was saying that they did not even do what he was saying they were doing. They kept saying, we weren't making fun of you.
But do you think that he should have cut him off just turn off his camera, or you think he was trying to expose him for really like who he was?
So according to Larry Reed, this man been trying to be on his platform for a very long time. So I think he took his opportunity to get on Larry Reed's live. That's all I think this was.
A clout chase.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
where did Prosperity Thick Girl go?
You know she gonna pop back up.
What would you have said, Mr. So Debonair, if he came for you and you say that happened to you? Would you have said something? Would you have come back with jokes, or would you have said, "Hey, we was just talking about, the scenery"?
Oh, I would have took it as jokes, because I take church as a joke at this point. Like, and then you're proving my point. So I would let him just bury himself live on my platform, because you're showing me why people don't go to church. And I've already said these things, and like now you're actually showing what I'm saying is right.
Mm-hmm.
The same thing that Larry Reed did, I would let him do. I know Larry Reed kind of got into tried to, but because he was so butthurt by everything, he, like Larry Reed, the girl couldn't get into nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I hate calling her girl because I know her name, but they let him like go through it again. My thing was, I hated to see it like he demolished her, and you could watch her, like her energy, she just went down, like her head is lower and lower and lower through the whole thing, and I hated that.
Yeah,
Larry needed to be exposed. Why he exposed himself? Why he's exposing people? Like, both of them are two men that call themselves men of the cloth and got a lot of things going on that they preach about, and they doing the same thing. So how can you lead a flock and serve the flock?
And Nola Reeds.
Does he have a church now? Is he past? I heard him say the name of his church on this live. I mean, on the next live. So is he pastoring again? That's my question. Did you hear that part, So Debonair?
Who pastoring?
So Larry Reed, he has a platform. He used to pastor for like 20 plus years, but I heard him name a church, and that's what I was trying to see. Is he trying to take the ministry like back? Because he was.
I don't even follow Larry Reed, so I don't know. I don't follow any pastors at all. And I mean, tonight, I guess the only person I did follow was TD Jakes, and I don't even know if I should follow him anymore. But I don't follow it because, and this is no disrespect to anybody that goes to church or anything like that, but to me, like the story that I told about, church and hospital, I feel like I got it. I'm here. And I feel like, me being a school teacher, me having friends in my everyday life, me meeting random people, like I feel like my goal or my job that God has given us, I have the tools to spread the word of God, period. So that's all in my life. I don't really, the church stuff, I don't know why people stay there that long. So I don't know.
Is that comment for me?
What?
Yeah, like, well, my question is like,
comment on the screen, baby.
Oh, gosh, she's back. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't even.
Yeah, I'm always back. I'm part of Candy's family. I'm always back.
Hold on, Prosperity.
I don't think it was for you. I just put the comments up. The trolls were back, so I don't know.
Don't jump off the end, because I got to tell Candace sometimes too, because she be jumping off too. Make sure it's about you first.
Yeah, I'll be going off to Prosperity Thick Girls, but no, I don't think it was about you.
Well, I apologize if it was not. I'm not too big to apologize.
If I went to church, I would want peace. And if you don't get peace going to where you're getting your spirituality growth from, don't go.
Exactly. And this is why I'm so glad my mother made sure that every last one of her kids, her grandkids, and her great-grandkids knew God for themselves and can pray for themselves. You don't need somebody to pray to go to God for you. It's okay to have other people pray with you, but you have to know how to do it for yourself.
And let's just even use the analogy of, church like a school. Like, why do you have to be there every week? Like, as a kid, I get it. As a young adult, I get it. As an adult, at some point, you got to learn, like, to learn to interpret what the Bible is saying to you.
Yeah.
Because your pastor will give you a message every week. And every week you go, it's not for you. And you know that because you go to church. If you go to church, every week it's not for you. So at some point, you got to be responsible for your own spirituality.
Yeah.
And if you're having a time where it's not connecting, I say, go back, visit, have a talk with your pastor. But every week to me, it doesn't make sense.
And can I ask, what do y'all get all these mega churches? Because I can't even feel the spirit in these mega churches. Like,
well, I can tell you what people get from them because I've been a part of a few of them. They like the unity and the feeling like they're important from them, even though they don't know that. Sister Jill sits in the back of the church and pays the tithe. She's a part of the church. Our brother so and so is in the back of the church. He sits in the middle of the church. He feels a part of it.
Well, can I say?
But don't know.
I feel so damn, because for me, I went to the Potter's house and I'm going, oh, these freaking trolls keep coming back. So for me, I like the anonymity. I can't even say it. I like being anonymous. And so in a mega church, I can be anonymous. I can worship and I don't have to worry about, and like in a small church, people know my business or trying to know it. In a larger church, in a mega church, you're just a number and it's good. We're all worshiping and you can get away easily with more. Like if I want to leave early, I can leave early and nobody notices because we're in a mega church. So I like
I'm leaving church, period. I don't care if I'm in a small church or a big church. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you, is that because of your experience before?
We're leaving early. Well, at the Potter's house, if I leave when church ends, I'm gonna be stuck in traffic. So I used to like to leave early.
No, I was asking because you talked about your experience about being in another church. I know it was a small church or a big church.
Well,
but could that play a part in why you feel like I'm anonymous?
I love the fact that nobody knew me. The smaller churches I've been in, it's very personal. And they get to know you. They know your life story. In a mega church, I'm anonymous. They don't know me. I can go to the altar, give my tithe, do whatever, and nobody's gonna care. I can worship. I don't even have to in a mega church. I don't even have to give an offering. They ain't gonna know.
But here I'm asking you though. You talked about your past church hurt.
Yeah.
That was at a smaller church, right?
Yes.
So I'm asking because you feel like you're anonymous at a bigger church. Is that why you feel like that might work better for you?
Yes.
Okay.
So the smaller. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, babe.
I was just gonna say at a smaller church, they like to. Oh, Krista Rose dropped off.
Krista, where you go, girl?
But they like to at a smaller church. They like to point out different things about you. They're not caught up in the word. With a larger church, the pastor is more inclined to preach the word because it's a large church. You have a lot of people following you. So they want
that money.
Saved. Yeah. So I do feel like in a larger church, I'm going to get that word. And yes, Miss Indies, my grandfather was a pastor. So I did feel like a preacher's kid because my mother had a young mother. And so, yeah, she asked was a PK. I had a young mother.
Yeah, me too.
So with my grandfather being a pastor, people looked at me because they view my mother like people don't know. And my mother, I haven't told her this to this day, but growing up with a mother who was only 17 years older than me, that made me feel away because people would be like, oh, is this your sister? They'd ask my mother, is this your sister? I know you ain't that young with a child. And where's your husband? Where's her daddy at? And so people don't realize all the stuff that they're doing. They don't do it now, but back then it was nothing for them to do that. Right. And growing up as a child, you kind of feel a burden because it's like, okay, is it wrong for me to be who I am? I go to school and my friends, especially my white friends, have 2-parent homes. I go home, I have my mother, and then I have her father who's a pastor, my grandmother. I have an extended family and all of that, but people are still questioning my situation, even though it's unconventional. So even though I have the support, I know people be feeling like Black girls grow up with daddy issues. I don't have daddy issues because I had my grandfather and 5 uncles that looked after me and cared for me. So no, I never had daddy issues, but people will put that on you because they're prejudging your situation. And so I find myself having to answer to people when I shouldn't have to. What were you gonna say?
Was your mom the pastor the entire time?
My grandfather was saved at age 11 and had his own church by 20. And he married my grandmother.
But I'm saying, like, when you were like born, like he was the pastor.
Yes, he was a pastor.
Okay.
So my whole life, and he's still a pastor now in Milwaukee, where I'm from, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. He still has his church. And I thought about making it a thumbnail one day so people could know where I truly come from, my grandfather's church. But yeah, my whole life, I'm Church God of Christ. I was actually born in. So
I'll tell you
I
this.
was
Like,
too.
when my mom became the pastor of our church, they must have said we were kind of, it was like a bittersweet moment because we were like, well, we're never gonna get our mom back again. Which to me, to be honest, like we never had mom again. It was always the Bible. She was like a Bible to us. And it's King on the bed.
Yes, she is tonight.
You talk to her about anything like in real life, like it was always a scripture. But the fun part for us, and which my mom destroyed for us, was when our old pastor was there. Like when they had pastor appreciation, them people got everything. The kids, the husband, the wife, they got everything. My mom was like, "Well, we're not doing that. It's for me." Me and my sister was like, "Oh, listen. Well, as soon as we get out, I'm not coming back." But on top of that, like we don't get the gifts, and then we get the expectations. And to me, like it was like the worst. Like I was like the day that my mom became the pastor, I was like, we don't want it. It was the worst thing for us. And like literally my mom turned into like a walking Bible. And it wasn't until we became adults we were able to say, like, Mom, we want real advice, not what the Bible says.
You want mom back?
It was hard. My mom, she's gone through counseling for this because it was hard for her. And I'm like, I don't wish that on any kid because I'm like, throughout my middle school and high school years, I don't feel like I ever had a mom. Like I feel like I had a Bible talking to me.
Well, I grew up in the church, so my mother was an evangelist, then became a mother, all that of the church. But we still what you got. We did. She talked to us. We went to King Dominion. My mother didn't wear pants. My mother allowed her kids to the family church, the small church that knew all your business and stuff. I sung in the choir, led the choir, all that. But I didn't like it because they, like you said, Candy, all in your business and all of that. But when I got older, I went back to a church. But guess what? Them people didn't know me. All they know is pastor would sometimes would ask me to come up and sing a solo. And they knew my name. That's it. That's all. I did not want to have a relationship with people in church no more because it's messier in the church than it is outside the church.
You can sing prosthetic, girl.
So
you're breaking up.
You're breaking up. We can't hear you.
I said, you remember Yolanda Adams on Princess Channel?
Oh yes, you did. Oh, that is very. I do remember that. Yes, that's true. I remember that. I do remember.
So yeah, I couldn't wait to grow up because I didn't want to be grilled and ridiculed and you're not doing this right. No, leave me alone. I'm grown now.
Yeah, the church could be very messy, and even though they try to act like they're a home and you tell us that everything that's going on, and like Deb,
I heard it next week.
I heard this is the hospital. We save souls here, and no.
They should never tell my Virgo ass that because I'm like, I overthink everything. So I'm sitting in church like, oh, this is my way out. Okay. It's a hospital. Oh, I'm taking it literally. I'm out as my okay. I ain't sick every week. I'm out.
Yes. Crystal, do you have any experiences? I know we've been talking.
With church hurt or
church hurt? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Are you a PK too?
Well, but like I said, both of my granddads were pastors. So yeah, I know a lot of people in the church. They know me since I was a little kid. So we have this great, bond. I feel like a lot has been invested. But when I say my church hurt, it came when I stepped out of Kojic. So when I went,
that's big too. That's big.
Yes, because they're your covering. The people that know your parents they're know you since you were a kid, so they're your covering. When I stepped outside of that, I think I was like a prey. Like I went somewhere that was non-denominational. That's why I was wondering, is this pastor that was going off, is he under non-denominational? Because who is his covering? Who is his overseer? Like, what is the chain of command? Like, who makes sure he stays in line? Like, who rebukes him? Because where I was, I think it was a great experience, but I was a little lost. Didn't really know, some pastors are revelational pastors, and I didn't know where he was getting that information from. And so a lot of it was just confusing to me. And it really just took a toll on me, and I didn't know how to really handle it. And I think that I became like the ridicule. So it really took me into like I had to better come home, get myself together, and build myself up. And that's when I actually came back to the Kojic church, and then became Adventist when I started studying the Bible. So I was Adventist for 6 years, and then I joined an African church, and then I haven't been since right before the pandemic. So yeah, the church hurt was, I think this girl's following me around. That like I would hear the pastor saying that, and I'm like, I'm just trying to shake your hand and find out who you are. Hey, I am following you around. Then the other thing is, why are they only cooking for the pastor? That we don't get to eat? I'm a college student. Like I'm bringing my offering and tithing. Do I get to eat too? Asking questions like, how come? So I got to go try to find a KFC or something. So I just look at it like things could have been better run. But at the end of the day, I think a lot of pastors don't know what they're doing. Yeah. I think a lot of them get positions and aren't really equipped. So the Adventist church for me, they knew the word of God. So the Kojic was my foundation, but the Adventist church built on that. Like they were able to expound upon the word, and any question I had, they were students who were studying it. Yes. There were students who were studying to be ministers. They would sit in and we would go through this manual of all the answers.
Let me tell you this, the 7-day Adventists were the white version of Kojic. Originally, when Bishop Mason founded Church of God in Christ, there were he ordained white and black ministers, but because of segregation, the white ministers separated and created the 7th-day Adventist church. So it's basically the white version of Kojic.
Oh. Yeah. Well, they're separated by like, so there's conference, they separated by conference, and then they say that they're segregated still. Like so there could be a church here in Huntsville, but it would belong to a church, the conference in Florida, because it's simply a white, predominantly Caucasian.
It depends on your bishop.
Growing up in church, when I grew up in the church I grew up in, they used to do the washing of the feet. Did anybody else church do that?
We did. They did it in the Methodist church.
Okay, I just thought it was my job. When I grew up, I was like, I ain't never
saw nobody do
not.
But did y'all have to do it? They want you to purge your soul, and you got to throw up to purge all.
You got to throw up
and talk in tongues, and
you said you got to throw up.
Yeah, that was
no.
I ain't never heard that.
Yeah, I seen people do it, but I was never made to do it. No,
like
they weren't made to do it either.
I know what they're talking about.
It's purging your sins. They didn't make you do it, but they would be like, go in and purge it out. Like it was just a lot of pressure.
They tried to make me shout. When Mike said this church, they tried to make me shout. I was like, I can't do it.
To this day.
If y'all wanna roll around on the floor and foam at the mouth, that's okay with me. But I'm not doing that. I don't feel like that's important to me.
I don't know.
I have tried to catch the Holy Ghost because everybody else was catching it. I can't. I never could.
I don't think that it's real because I think it's a show. But
I was younger, so I wanted to do it.
Let me say this: for some people, it might be real, but to me, when it comes to the Kojic church, every week you get it like that don't make sense.
You said every week.
That don't make sense to me.
I'm sorry. I want to tell about.
You still struggling every week, but you come to church and you running around the church and you falling on the ground, rolling around, falling like it don't make sense. And for me, like it gotta make sense for me.
Can I please tell when I caught the Holy Ghost and how simple it was? So after I became Adventist, they was telling us, hey, we were students and I was at Oakwood studying for like 1 semester, pastoral care, pre-chaplaincy. And somebody said, y'all need to ask for the Holy Ghost because y'all gonna need power for this walk. You can't do it in your own strength. And I was like, okay, I keep hearing that. So I'm gonna ask for the Holy Ghost. So I asked for the Holy Ghost in a simple prayer. And while I was walking at a shopping plaza, I was actually working. I'm not gonna say what I was doing, but as I was walking, it was like a breath of life. It was a breath, like, like entered me. And then I felt powerful, like I could do anything but for God. So it was like spirit, ruah, breath, but it was something extraordinary that entered. So that's why they say demons can enter. Well, same thing, God's spirit can enter. And so, but that's what I asked for, was God's spirit to enter. And so, yeah, I was on a whole nother level. Like after that, I was like, nothing was the same.
But that makes sense though. You know what I'm saying? But if you do that every week, I'm like, okay, now.
You exercising, you take a deep breath.
What's going on here? Like, why does God do this every week with you? Like, you got a disability. You need to go get checked up because something wrong.
Yeah, that would be the description of a praise experience or shouting.
I have felt that, but I'm talking about literally shouting. I have felt his spirit.
He's here.
I have felt his spirit fill me and all that. I'm talking about because everybody else want to pass out. The pastor trying to make you fall when he praying for you, and I'm stepping back. I'm like, I'm not falling on this floor. That's what we not about to do. I'm talking about that part.
I gotta go. It's 11:45. I gotta be at work at like 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
I got a new kid coming in tomorrow, and I didn't even know how late it was. I got to go.
Yes, well, we can go ahead and end it here. I think I'm gonna go live tomorrow talking about Love and Marriage Huntsville. I want to dive more into Martell and Sheree.
I'll be in your chat.
Yeah.
I'll drop the link. Crystal and Prosperity, I hope you guys come up. But yeah,
I'm doing my homework.
No.
But this was a fun episode of Champagne and Things.
Yes, it was. And thank y'all for inviting me up and for the dialogue.
It was great having you.
Epic.
Yes. I love the
Come on more often.
I will. Thank you so much. I hope y'all have a beautiful evening.
You too. You have a great evening. All right. Well, let's see. Are Martell and Marceau made up? Oh Lord. We're gonna dive into that just simply tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow. It seemed theatrical to me. So thank you all for joining.
Is Marceau cute too?
I showed Marceau.
So I thought you saw Martell.
I showed Marceau too.
Are they twins?
And thank you, Pathetic. No, they're not twins. She said we rest beautiful souls.
You as well.
Yes. So I'm gonna go ahead and play my little music and we will be out.
This is my story time.
But I want to welcome everybody to my channel, The Candy Shop. I am so excited. The Candy Shop. So this is my story time.